Give us a sec. We'll get started in just a moment. All right. Yeah, what? Hello.
Greetings.
Hey, yo, test. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Good
All right,
to have Abdias back.
Yeah,
He
man.
was
thank you,
missing.
gentlemen.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to La Cantina MX Football Podcast, episode 404. We have some Jornada 12 results, and we also have a Mexican Molero tour. And obviously, we want to close the chapter on this Chivas fiasco. I know we spent 2 episodes talking about it, but there is a happy ending, at least for now. And of course, we have our usual suspects joining us tonight. I want to welcome Joel to the podcast. Joel, how we doing?
Good, Jaime. I'm doing good. Glad to be back. I missed last week.
We missed the chisme, and man, Abdias has missed more than just chisme. He's been missing these beatdowns that Cruz Azul has been getting. But welcome back to the show, Abdias.
Miren, cabrones. Está bien. He estado oyendo los últimos 4 episodios. Y puta madre, güey. Ya sé por qué le dicen chillarmanos. No dejan de llorar, cabrón. Yo aquí estoy en el sótano con Perico acá divirtiéndome. Ustedes allá llorando. No mames.
Yeah, man, it's been a rough couple of weeks for Chivas fans. We obviously discussed it quite a few times, and in sort of an anticlimactic fashion, Chivas without Nalgon Alexis Vega, their highest paid player, their franchise player, and without Chicote Calderon, were able to, take care of business against Atlas, beat them 4-1, and everything is back in order at Chivas, or so it would seem.
So what? You guys feel good because you won one Clásico?
It was a much needed win.
It
Team
was,
had a
yeah.
what 4 game winless streak. To break it like
Um,
that against the rivals, big massive win, and coming off of like all of this madre from the weekend of what these three players were doing. I think most people, and then possibly the coach leaving. I think more people were expecting more doom and gloom. So to see that the team bounce back with massive win, that's the cause for celebration.
sí, güey, pero todo ese pedo nomás for some light hazing. Viejas y pisto. No mames.
I mean, with Alexis
Well, I mean,
Vega,
it was because of the
with Alexis Vega, it was not his first offense. Him and Chicote have had, multiple strikes on their account, and this is sort of like the what is it? The straw that broke the camel's back. I want to know what is the story behind the straw behind the. I mean, that's for another episode, but the straw that broke the camel's back, basically, that was the last straw for Vega. He's been getting paid handsomely, and he's been injured, and you throw this orgy on top of it or whatever happens. It's like that's it. That's the last straw. And the craziest part about this whole thing is the wives of these footballers, man, just blindly supporting their man, you know, looking the other way. They know that these guys are up to no good. They know that they got the side piece, and they still defend them in public because they
Sí,
don't
güey,
want to
porque
work.
están bien feas. Look, bro, how you gonna fuck up that bag? Like, let's be honest. Estás prieta, no estás guapa, tienes 3 hijos. Mejor cállate.
I've been watching a lot of Sopranos, and in that life, the wife understands that they typically have a gumar, right? The mistress. It's just part of being associated with the mob and being married to that man. So I think with footballers, modern footballers, wives, they have to understand that. I think like you mentioned Abdias in the lead up to the episode, 80% of the time I'm gonna be good, but 20% of the time, watch out.
Hey, man, it's better than fucking nothing, okay? At least I'm being upfront with you. This is the 100. I'm gonna give you 100, but really, you're only gonna want about 80. All right? The other 20, you don't want to know about it.
It's called the Pareto principle. For those listening, you should check it out. It applies to almost every aspect of life, but I really thought it was funny how it plays into the whole, relationship thing with footballers. And they still haven't decided what they're going to do with Alexis Vega and Chicote. They just said, hey, they've been separated from the team, and then I have to give credit to either Paunovic or his agent because they played some 40 chess on Chivas,
Yeah, they
right?
did.
They fucking they pulled aside the players. They took them away from the team, and then all of a sudden, the very next day, Fabrizio Romano says, "Hey, guess what? Paunovic has been linked to Almeria. They've been interested in taking him from him. They can release him. He has a release clause. They've triggered it. They've activated it. And dude, like, what a boss move from Paunovic, right? It's like you got the team by the balls, right? Because I don't know if Amaury was gonna punish or do anything with Vega and Chicote. I don't know if they were willing to like cancel his contract. But then Paunovic plays this card, and then they're like, "All right, dude, like we'll do anything to for you to stay. What would it take?" And from what it sounds like, they might be just completely annihilated from the team, sold for parts or whatever. But what a fucking great move Banovic did, because in fashion of playing with our emotions and the heartstrings, he's like, I'm gonna stay because I love this club. It's like, wow, dude. It's like you really knew how to play it right.
Si me voy es porque no me quieren. Great fucking words out of his press conference. Pero también lo que dijo, este equipo se ha merecido un perdón, ¿verdad? Que es hora de perdonar. No dijo a quién, no dijo a nadie, más dijo, es hora de perdonar a quien se merezca un perdón. So, do you really think that they're going to get rid of las nalgas de México?
I don't know. I have no idea. What I do know is that his contract expires next year in June, and Chicote's expires in December. So
So what, bro? You guys want? Oh, also, chinguen a su madre ustedes de que me quieren mandar a Alexis Vega al Cruz Azul. Cada uno de ustedes, chinguen a su madre cada vez que respiren, nomás por esa misma.
Well, you
Now,
guys don't want him?
next on. Fuck no. What is he gonna bring to the table?
Hey, man, we've sent you some goods. Marco Fabian did well for you guys.
Yo, Marco Fabian was good, but then we traded him out.
And then we also sent you Antuna, and look how that's worked out for you.
How's it worked out for you? Because you guys are still the jealous ex-girlfriend that's like, puta madre, y ahora es doctor y tiene feria.
That's funny. Hey, Antuna, I'm not gonna lie, the move helped him. It helped you guys. And I was not on the Piojo hype, but he has quickly become, a fan favorite. I think his performances have been consistent. He's been obviously getting called up for the national team. I still don't think he's good enough to be like a starter for the national team. I don't think he's transcended yet. And I don't think he'll go to Europe. I think he's just like a solid club player that's reliable and does the job and isn't much of a locker room problem. So, at this time, we need reliability and consistency, and Piojo is that.
Yeah, I compared Chivas about 2 weeks ago to the Vasquez family from the TV report, like a beat up truck, and it keeps breaking down, and they eventually they get to their destination, which was the beach. That's kind of Chivas. Every other week, something seems wrong with the team.
Hey, that clip was incredibly motivating for me. Like,
I saw it.
just like that I don't know if it's ignorance is bliss or just like that sheer determination or having that faith, but they were, regardless of what they were confronting, the tire was broken and then they fixed it, and then if broke down like a mile later, like they just had that determination and faith to get to Acapulco. And I don't know, man. This team, I feel like at times they've been mental little people. Like they just haven't been able to handle the pressure. Even Miguel Ponce on the podcast said, we don't really appreciate when you guys are booing at us. Like we want you guys to cheer us. We want you to cheer us when we're at our lowest point, because that's gonna make us look like assholes, and that's gonna motivate us to actually get back into the game. I'm like, dude, you sound like a little bitch right now, honestly. Like,
Damn.
I don't know. It's like that press conference when Marco Fabian said, "No queremos tu abucheos." It's like they hurt our feelings. It's like, dude, you're getting paid millions of dollars, bro. You have to be able to deal with some adversity, even if it comes from your own fans. Like that's why they pay you the big bucks.
Well, I get it to an extent where it's like if the team is losing or not doing good, that they'll just turn on the team and start booing. Sometimes, like you need to pick me up, so the fans are, playing that role where they're helping motivate the team, start playing and harder. So I do see it in that sense. Which that's been my critique with the national team at the Azteca. Like 10, 15 minutes, the team's not looking good, they turn on them right away. So I'm not against like the criticism and not, but it shouldn't be just because in the game the team's not looking good. You know, sometimes the other team is just that much better. So I think it depends the situation of what's going on.
I see.
I don't know, man. Yo soy la novia tóxica, ¿verdad? Chinguen a su madre cada uno y ahí estoy en el estadio y los estoy gritando y partiendo la madre a cada uno, ¿verdad? Like, I don't know, man. I'm not a fair weather fan. Like, soy aquí de Cruz Azul, ¿verdad? Me estoy quemando para poder sentir algo otra vez. Like, just so I can have some feelings. But wait, if the team isn't performing right, I'm still yelling at the TV.
Yeah.
If I'm at the stadium, I'm fucking going in on them. I made some old man next to me turn off his hearing aid one time because of how much shit I was yelling at the stadium. Like, no, güey. Queremos resultados y ¿sabes qué? Tienes que dar el esfuerzo que necesita esta institución, ¿verdad? So, y si no estás para eso, ¿para qué chinos estás? Vete a
No, but
Juárez,
if you see the
vete a
team
Mazatlán.
playing good, like if you see the team is going balls out and they just can't get it done for whatever reason, I mean, are you gonna start booing them?
I mean, if I'm drunk.
I talked about this experience
Yeah.
when I covered the Champions League final between Leon and LAFC. I gave them kudos because they were down, I think like 2 goals,
Yeah, it was too.
and they did not at no point in the match did they stop chanting. They were still on their feet cheering on the team for 90 plus minutes. And even though they got second place, they were still like, giving the players a standing ovation and cheering for them. And I'm just like, good for you guys, because there's no fucking way, bro. Like that shit would never happen in Mexico.
Bro, you're starting to sound like el otro homie aquí. Puro pinche MLS dick writing. Stop it.
I'm not
Yeah.
dick riding. I'm just saying it's admirable to see that. It's admirable to
We
see
have
like,
expectations. That's the difference.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
All right. In Mexico, I'm pissing in a cup because I don't want to leave my seat because I want to watch the game.
Oh,
In
damn.
the U.S., me vale verga.
And then you're throwing the cup.
And then you're throwing the cup.
A huevo.
two,
Señores,
two,
eso se llama
two,
ser un
two
hombre de
rows down
cultura.
to your same fans.
That's called being a man of culture, okay? Someone worldly who understands the way it should be. Y a veces, güey, I'll be honest, sometimes you get the cups mixed up y cosas pasan, pero no hay pedo.
Yeah, it's funny because people surrounding you be like, "Hey, when did that guy get another beer?" Wait a second, that's not beer.
You're like, wait, why is he putting a hot dog? Hi, wait, espérate, no.
Hey, we'll see what happens after this international break. We do have 2 friendlies against Ghana and Germany taking place.
Those are actually good games.
What a surprise. He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, because we're used to at least maybe one rival that's like a sub-21, one good one, one bad one. But this is a double feature I'd like to see. And I saw like Mexican fans can be a bit sensitive because they were putting the quote of the German coach.
Oh,
And
yes.
I felt a lot of people took it out of context
Tuchel.
because what he says makes sense. If they're training for the Euro Cup, teams usually play against rivals that mirror whoever they're gonna play in the group. But I mean, to have to travel for them, I guess he was saying, why travel all the way to the U.S. to play Mex when we should be getting ready for the Euro Cup, and people were taking it as if he was saying Mex is not a worthy rival. I'll say the whole thing is not.
Yeah, I can
convenient for them, the whole traveling and then playing a rival that.
Let me read the quote and then you can keep going.
Molero, man. It's a Molero for them.
So this is what he said, Tuchel, the coach of the German national team. I don't know if I'd be interested in playing against Mexico in America before a tournament in Germany. I don't know if anyone can explain this in a way that I can understand. I don't know who decided it, but it has been decided. There is a difference between a busy schedule and everything away from home and in different time zones. This is at the end of the endurance. No coach in the world at this level will say otherwise.
Yeah, it's perfect sense, dude.
Yeah, you're saying no to Moleros. Mexico's a Molero.
No, but I don't think he's he's criticizing the rival with the whole having to travel.
He's criticizing the whole setup. If
Yeah,
that was a Mexican coach saying that about playing Guatemala or something, you would agree. You're like, yeah, why are we doing that? That's a waste of time. It doesn't make sense. Like we should be getting ready for this and that. It's a molero for them. From the travel to the opponent to the little
I don't
benefit
think
you get out of it.
I wouldn't put Mexico as a Molero team because they're top 20. You're not going to be playing a top 10 team every week or every
Sí, güey,
friendly.
pero no
So
mames, es
they're a top.
Argentina. No, Argentina,
What?
perdón, es Alemania, no mames.
But
¿Crees
still,
que
I mean,
México es un oponente?
yeah,
It has.
yes,
Pues,
it is, dude.
It says
It is, man.
it's not optimal in the terms of travel, and above all, I personally
There you
find
go.
it extreme unfortunate that the second game is at 2 a.m. German time. I really can't understand it.
See, his
yeah, so
criticism's
here's the,
mostly on that. On the,
Yeah.
so here's
that's
the
his
deal.
main
He,
criticism. I don't know what.
so he's making
He's
this
what?
criticism on the fact that the thing that we've all been saying that U.S. dollars rules the Mexican Federation and soccer in the Mexican Soccer Federation.
Hmm.
¿Verdad? Because why is this being done? Why is it being done in the U.S.? Why didn't we travel to Europe like we were supposed to for the past two games? Because of television rights. Why is it being played at a super inconvenient German time? Because of Mexican television rights.
Of course.
So all of these things that we've all been saying about how we are prioritizing money over the sport itself, now a world power in soccer is saying you are prioritizing money over sport. And now we're
Molero.
getting butthurt about it. No, por eso, güey, es un pinche molero.
It
Pero
is,
por fin
man. I
ahora
don't
los,
think
Nah,
no,
he's not
las
calling it
Germans
a
lo dicen.
Molero,
from
dude.
German perspective, this is
Sorry,
a
he's not
molero.
calling it a Molero.
Güey,
No,
¿cómo
it's
chingados
not,
es un-
dude.
Entonces, what is it
Molero's when
called?
you play. Molero's when you play like a weak opponent.
Yeah,
That's a
what the fuck
Molero.
is Mexico to
He's
Germany?
they're a top
That's
20
like
team.
us.
They're a worthy
No
rival.
mames.
He,
You
Okay, no
think
he's
that
mames,
for
he's
güey.
Germany
criticizing
No
that they
stepping
have to
mames.
outside of what
travel
happened to the World
and
Cup
and
in 2018, you seriously
You know
think for
what?
Germans they see Mexico playing a friendly in the U.S. as worthwhile, like beneficial? It's either beneficial or it's not. So for Germans
Neta, güey.
right now, playing Mexico in the friendly in the U.S., when you have Euros ready and Mexico's not even a Euro style of play, but do you think it's beneficial leading up to the Euros for them? You think this game will be beneficial for the Germans
yeah,
from a
but
sporting
it's not
point
the
of view?
rival though.
Mira, mira.
Again, it's not.
No, answer the
It's not that
question.
they're
Will
playing
you, if
Mexico.
you were German, will you find this game beneficial from a sporting point of view?
No, but it's more for the travel,
Then
not
no,
for
then it's
the
a
All right.
molero.
opponent.
If you don't
But
find
it's
it
for the
All right, hold on.
travel.
it's not a
I'm going to
molero.
piggyback off this one. When Mexico plays Suriname, how do you feel about that? De, ay, güey, sí, no, nos van a ayudar a prepararnos contra los caribeños.
It depends when they play them. I mean, if they're just playing
No,
a
no mames,
friendly,
güey, no mames.
I
No,
don't really
don't
It's
care.
a
understand it.
molero. You just said
At
If
any
they're
beneficial.
getting
time,
That's a
ready for
molero.
a tournament, then I would
no,
want to
güey, at any
see
time. At
over
any
a better
time when
opponent.
we play Suriname.
No,
At any time that we play
you're
them.
not always going
¿Qué
to
dices?
have the best rivals available. No, I
Then that's
stand.
You
Germany's
literally
game
just
right
said
there.
it's not beneficial from a sporting point of view, so it's a molero for them.
You know
It is.
That's
what?
literally what it is.
It's not all right. People are misinterpreting what they said. I don't think that in this modern day where anybody can beat anyone and the shit that we did to them in 2018, I don't think they're saying it as a disrespect to Mexico or the United States. It's just a matter of the traveling and you
The
know
business aspect.
it has
And
nothing to
it
has everything to do with the time difference and the jet lag and the long, you know, it's like it's not ideal for a country that's going to be hosting the Euro next year, and they don't have too many opportunities to play against, you know, worthy opponents for that tournament. Like,
That's a molero, my guy. A molero doesn't mean the team we're playing is shit. Molero means that
Yes, it does.
everything from the travel to where we're going,
no, it's
like,
it's
there's
always
very
been
little
associated with the
benefit.
opponent, dude.
Sorry, bro.
No,
It's
very
been
little
associated with playing a
benefit.
weak opponent.
Weak
Little
opponent.
benefit
No.
to it.
And what do you
No.
guys think? Ves, güey, and this is the problem with Mexico. Chinguen a su madre, ya me calenté. And this is the problem. We think that we're better than we are. We think that que somos
that's
una
always
pinche
been,
potencia mundial. No
It's the
somos.
media,
No
dude.
somos una puta potencia mundial. Y aquí nosotros los 5, los 4 que estamos aquí, decimos las mismas pendejadas todos los días, pero aquí, ahorita, decimos que no. No, que no es un molero. No, güey, en los ojos de Alemania, México es un pinche equipo molero. Y no me
No,
vas a decir otra.
Relax,
Güey,
dude.
no. In that World Cup, all that we did was score 1 goal. That's all that we did. The rest of the
That's
time,
that's
Molero.
one
me estás
tournament, dude.
diciendo que no.
That's one
Sí,
tournament.
güey, pero no me vas a decir que te
Most
estaba sudando
recent
las manos y
tournament
te
at the
estaba
biggest
palpitando el
stage,
culo
my
todo el
guy.
partido.
What are you talking about? It's one tournament. It's your most recent tournament
It's,
at the
yes,
biggest
but
stage.
okay.
It's talking
And
about
just
your
because
current
they shit the bed and
All
watch
right,
them,
guys, let me just like paint the
but
picture
that is
here.
not their current form.
I've been looking at the friendlies that Germany have played this year, and almost all of them have been played in Germany. So, yes, this is why they're complaining, because this is the first time that they've had to travel. And what a travel it is. It's not like they're going to Spain, Italy. No, they're going all the way across the pond. So, I think they're just unhappy with that. And it has nothing to do with
Yeah.
us. Has nothing to do with the opponent that they're facing. They played Colombia
Nope.
and they lost to Colombia. So like they played Japan and they got their shit pushed in. I think at right now they have no, they can't criticize any country because they've been losing, and they also didn't have a great World Cup. So I don't think it's a slight to Mexico or USA. It's just the traveling is what they were complaining about. And of course, with our inferior complex, everyone takes it the wrong way.
Yes.
Okay, so if it's not a Molero, why does your title say Molero Tour continues, my guy?
He's talking about Mexico, not
I'm
not Germany.
yeah.
But it's just like a
It's not a
joke. It's
Molero
more
for
as a
Mexico, so it's
joke.
not a
Not,
Molero for Germany.
Mira, güey, eso es mame. Ese es mame. Todos reconocemos que es mame. Ya. ¿Verdad? The title es puro pinche mame.
I'm just
Is
trying to
it
get
Molero
people to
Tour?
listen, man. It works.
I know, I get it. But in Mexico's eyes, yes, it is a Molero Tour because where are we playing it again?
United States.
In the U.S. Now, do we have decent opponents? Yes, we do. But guess what? Our opponents, maybe Ghana are the ones who are like, all right, cool. This is going to be an interesting game against them. Alemania nos mira, güey, como Skinner y nos dice pathetic. Sálganse de aquí.
We had Bomb Man 202 over here on the YouTube chat. Shout out to him. Mexico just does whatever the United States national team does these days, playing the same opponents. Thanks for your contribution there. I know Alberto has been silently, patiently waiting for his turn to talk. Albert, feel free to speak up if you got anything to comment on so far on the show.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Welcome, man.
What's
Welcome.
up?
What's going on? Well, just to add on to what you guys talking about, I do not think these are, as far as the Mexican fans do not see these as moleros because obviously they're not CONCACAF opponents, so that's automatic, and they're not South American B teams. I mean, they're good tests. Ghana's a good top African team, and Germany was, Germany's Germany.
Wait, Albert, I just want to add really quick to what you're saying because I've been watching for a long time, and those two opponents you mentioned, that was when they would started saying, Equipo Molero, when it was like some really weak CONCACAF opponents and South American B teams.
Yeah,
That's when you would hear them saying,
yeah.
that they're just throwing at any game just to have it, and that's where it came from.
Like one of the first times I heard it was I don't know if you remember, was it 2007 2008 they played against the Chile B team in LA, and it was like it was I think that's one of the first times I started hearing Molero.
Yeah, but that point, because it was like they knew it was just to make some money, because by this point they were already.
Just a money grab, yeah.
Yeah. For sure. As far as these upcoming, friendlies, what are your expectations? We usually struggle against African countries. And obviously, our last match against Germany was in the World Cup where we beat them 1-0, but that was a long time ago.
I think honestly, well, honestly, this is like the obviously it's not an official. They're not official matches, but it's the first real test we're gonna see for Lozano, and I mean it should be interesting. I'm interested to see how guys like Huerta and Cortizo follow up. Obviously they did good last time, but this time around the position is going to be better. So I'm really interested to see how those guys develop.
Yeah, I agree. Chino Huerta's having what a moment he's having with Pumas. I know that Diaz is a big fan of him. He put past you in that classic 4-1 beatdown against Cruz Azul. But Chino's having
Neta,
a
güey, he estado tan ocupado que ni he visto. No he podido ver fútbol.
you're not missing much, dude. What I will tell you is, interestingly enough, Chino Huerta originally had missed the PK. It was he missed it, he blocked it, and then the referee let the play go on, and then they actually came back to do it again, and then he scored that one, and then he got a golazo later in the day. But yeah, 4-1 victory for Pumas against Cruz Azul, and again, Chino Huerta having just a great time, great moment for him. And also, he scored on his Mexican national team debut, so the hype is real. I hope that he continues to score goals for the national team, because we need some new guys. It can't just be Antuna, man, or and Piojo. Like, we definitely need some new characters on the national team.
And then considering guys like Vega are literally falling off, like
Yeah,
you really need that new influx of talent.
absolutely. Anybody
Yeah,
else
Vega.
that's been? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying because Vega by now should have been one of the main attractions for the national team. That he can't even perform at Chivas. It's it just looks bad for him. But yeah, he was called on to be one of the main players moving on to this next upcoming World Cup and to this next cycle. He was supposed to be one of the main attractions. So it's you know
Vega won't be in
unfortunate, I'll say for him.
2026. You heard
I
it
don't
here first.
What?
2026,
honestly,
he won't be there.
if you ask me, I don't see you Vega rebounding. I think the guy just
Yeah.
como dicen, tiene mierda en la cabeza. The guy literally, what was it like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, where he recognized that he needed to be more professional, that he needed to be in better shape, and then he does
Right.
this shit. The guy, it's I think it's just a lost cause.
Absolutely.
Espérate, güey, espérate. Nomás porque le gusta el pisto y le gustan las viejas. If that's the
No,
case, bro, most of us are
obviously,
lost cause.
it affects his performance. It affects his standing with the club. But obviously, I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want. But if it starts, but obviously, it's affecting his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always you have the players that can have that lifestyle, like a
There's some that can
Romario,
handle it. Cuauhtémoc can
and
handle it.
yeah, and then you have those that just can't. It just ends up, turning everything upside down for them. But yeah, some players will go through it and suffer through it because Cuauhtémoc, I don't know if you remember, Albert, he got caught, he got caught red-handed because I think he took the girl to his house,
Oh yeah,
Wow.
and he got caught in his son's.
he had a lot of those issues. But he could. But the thing is, could he handle it? And he could handle his shit. He could perform. The thing is, whether you could, they could fucking do whatever the fuck they want. They smoke crack. No, not smoke crack.
No, not that way. Not.
Podcast. I mean, they could have the lifestyle, but I mean, no, it wouldn't be an issue if they handle their business.
That's
And
true.
Vega's not handling his business.
That's true. Nobody would be
Yeah,
saying shit to him.
the
Oh,
Maradona
Maradona, there you go,
documentary
Maradona,
on
there you go,
HBO,
there you
and
go.
he would talk about how he would just party really hard after the match, and then the days leading up to it, he would just go ham on the training, and eventually it caught up to him because he was under all these drugs, not just the drugs he was doing when he partied, but then like the other drugs
Like
to bring him
painkillers
down, and
yeah.
yeah, and it messed him up. I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
saw him in Mex when they asked him about. Remember, the reporters are asking him something, and he's like, he gets stuck. Uh, uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
When they asked him what he thought about Mexican soccer, or I don't know, it was Gomez Junco that asked him that question.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
He don't know what to do. Right? He looks at the other reporter, and then they're just,
Empezó a cantar
oh
los
man,
vocales.
Bomba Man on YouTube says Mexico and undisciplined players is a tale as old as time.
yes,
Yeah.
Just the
2 words.
Mexican way, man. I said it last time. It's just how Mexicans are. You gotta embrace it.
It is true. Somos el desmadre del mundo.
If you're gonna try to come on and be like a strict asshole and like do military camp with them, it's not gonna work.
Well, that's how they got the other coach fired, supposedly, right? He chose a hotel away from the shopping strip, and he had them training twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna work. You gotta embrace the kind of players you have, and that's what a real coach is, man. A real coach looks at his ingredients and he comes up with a recipe. And these guys, you don't have the best ingredients. You have a bunch of party animals. You have some guys that are really disciplined. For example, Talavera. Talavera, that guy is disciplined. Talavera looks young as hell, and he's what, in his 40s, injury free. He's always, playing well. I think I saw an interview with him. He said he cut like gluten and all that stuff off his diet like
Damn.
years ago. Like, that's a guy that is professional 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the same time, you got other guys down the hall who are looking up escorts and coke and beers. So you as a coach,
On Backpage.
you gotta know what you're working with. But yeah, I don't see Vega on the 2026 World Cup. I think my guy's going downhill.
Oh, that dude's done, bro.
As far as national team with this Molero tour, you guys like to call, I could care less. I'm ready for club soccer to come back.
I
But
could
one
care
thing I would
less.
like to see, Jimmy start Chino Huerta, Santi Jimenez, and Chucky Lozano at the same time versus Germany.
I want Santi
That's the dream team right
Jimenez.
there, man. That's the dream team.
I don't care, but I want to see
Chino,
this.
Mo Salah, Santi Jimenez,
Santi Jimenez.
El Matador, and on the right, Chucky Lozano, my guy.
I want your babies, Santi Jimenez. Your RG babies.
Make it 3. Fuck it.
You got to wait for Henry Martin to tire out the defense, and then he can go in and score a tap.
Nah, screw that bum.
It's going to be interesting to see who Jimmy Lozano decides to start. You have Santi Jimenez. You have the other Jimenez, Raul Jimenez, at Fulham. And then you have Henry Martin at America. So those are the 3 strikers that he called up for this tour. You also have Chucky Lozano on the wing, Cesar Huerta on the wing, Orbelin Pineda, and Uriel Antuna. So those are your wingers. I know Sebastian Cordova sometimes plays on the. I might be wrong. I've been out of touch with him for a while, but he did get called up.
All I know is they better not make Santi another Chicharito. And what I mean by that is my buddy, he was saying how, what everyone knows, that Bella could have been a lot more for the national team. And I told him, you know who could have been a lot more for the national team as far as like his legacy? Chicharito. Besides the fact that he's the all-time leading scorer, 2010 gets benched for Guille Franco. 2014 gets benched for Uribe Peralta. And 2018 is like on and off him and Jimenez. Like, he was never respected for what he was doing in Europe, and was given the staff and said, "Here, you're our leader, striker, go get it." He was always like undervalued, and I get the same vibe right now with Henry Martin and Santi Jimenez. It doesn't matter what he's doing club level in Europe. Henry Martin's my guy for X, Y, and Z.
I mean, he's already not. He can't even compare him to Chicharito's career because at least Chicharito went to the World Cup and Santi didn't.
No, but with that, you get what I'm saying. Like Chicharito could have been a whole lot more for the national team if he was actually given that vote of confidence in 2010 or 2014.
No, and to be honest, in 2010 he goes by luck
Yep.
because the guy that Aguirre had in mind wasn't even him. It was Sabah. So it would have been like another Santi where the guy's scoring and the guy's left at home. It was Sabah was injured and Sabah wasn't able to make the trip to the
Yeah,
World
he
Cup.
got lucky. He literally squeezed in last second. He was not on anybody's radar. He just blew up in a World Cup year.
Well,
No,
no, he was on the radar. He just, for whatever reason,
Well, that's my
Aguirre
point.
just
That
No,
he
but
wasn't
didn't rate him.
he wasn't given the vote
he
of
made
confidence.
he all right, dude. He made his international Mexico debut because I was there in I want to say it was 2010
Against
Yeah,
Bolivia.
it was, I think
against
it was
Bolivia.
Dude,
That was
I
in
know the
February.
timeline, but that's what I'm saying. Soccer is not, that's what I'm saying. That's what pissed me off about Mexican coaches. They try to respect the 4-year process of who started with them 4 years ago. All that matters is who's hot at that moment. Same way you have coaches that pick up
Mhm.
a World Cup team 3 months before the tournament and they do really well. That's all matters. Who's hot at the moment. If this kid's 19, 20, 21, and he's the leading scorer, he's hot. He's banging in the goals. But they
Well,
rather start the guy who's not scoring, but been part of the process
Who had
all
a
4
well,
serious
well,
head
you know what?
injury.
Not only was he score, not only was he a leading goal scorer, which he stayed despite missing I don't know how many games.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5
He
games. He ended up
he
the Peruvian guy ended up tying
tied,
the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and he was due the Copa Libertadores. He was scoring some
Yeah.
golazos, man. So
No, like I'm
it was
telling you, man,
surprising if
it was crazy. Like
But even without
he
that,
squeezed
even
into
without
that
that,
World Cup roster. When the World Cup kick off, like in June, like it was February, bro. Like that should have been. He shouldn't even been on the preliminary list. He just took the whole country by storm. And with Santi Jimenez, unfortunately, it would have been that would have been his moment right there, is
yeah,
to
what
squeeze
about
into the
that
World
situation?
Cup, to kick the other Jimenez out. Because I mean, let's be honest, he was not at 100%, and for some reason, Tata decided to go with this guy, and he was a double agent. Let's be honest,
inside job.
it was a double agent. He
inside job.
was helping Argentina as much as he could in that World Cup. Let's be honest, dude.
No wonder he gets that Miami job right away from Messi personally calling him.
he got a kickback for them winning the World Cup. I know he did.
He's a charlatan.
Yeah, dude.
I know all the guys from the Athletic defend him, but that guy's a charlatan.
Bomba Man in all caps, 4-4-2 with both Jimenez up top.
That would be great.
Why not? Why not? Yeah, there's no one on the national team that's been called up for this one that I'm excited, to see aside from Chino. I like to see how the Mexican Mo Salah does against the Ghana and against Germany.
What
Not
about Ruiz?
Marcel Ruiz.
Yeah, everybody's been clamoring for him.
We'll see if he gets a start. I doubt he will over, the usual suspects. You have Luis Chavez, you have Luis
Chacha.
Romo, and
Well, Chacha's not going, huh? That's right. My bad.
Eric Sanchez.
Yo, is Quiñones
You know
part
who
of it?
I'm what excited about
No.
this call up? Not who got called, but who didn't get called. That bum Charlie Rodriguez, man. He's been a ghost for 5 years, and about time he doesn't get called
I
up.
think that's another guy like Vega. They're just falling off.
Yeah.
Falling off. He hasn't been on
He
for
hasn't
the
been
last
on.
3 years.
You know, it's a guy everybody shits on, but the guy, to me, he's fucking durable,
Who?
and he fucking does a decent Gallardo. Everybody's fucking. There's even people saying, "Oh, he's fucking old." That guy's not even 30, but people just don't want him there. They want Arteaga. I think he's way better than Arteaga, especially defensively. He's less of a liability, and
I haven't seen much of Arteaga. Arteaga, he plays in Belgium, but this guy rarely plays for that. He didn't play a single minute in the World Cup, and I was really disappointed about that.
He said, "Oh, it's like I didn't even go."
Yeah.
No,
And-
man. Gallardo's like Torres Nilo. He's just there. But look at
He's
his
a solid
assist
guy. He's a
numbers.
solid
Look
guy.
at his goal numbers. I'm
Gallardo,
just
hey,
saying, like, he doesn't give you assists. He doesn't give you
Gallardo
goals.
was solid
There's
in the
very
World Cup,
few.
bro.
Solid.
He
He's
made me
just
eat
there,
crow.
man.
He made
He's
me
just
eat crow on the World Cup, and like, oh fuck this guy, and he actually did well. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
he had a
lie,
good World Cup, but overall, he's just there. No assists, no goals. He probably has 100 games and like 3 assists, 4 goals.
dude. He's
If
a
at all.
wing back. He's not supposed to score goals.
He's supposed to send in some crosses at least, get some
Sometimes,
assists.
depending on your, depending on who's coach and the formation, but that's what the winger's supposed to do, bro.
I think for defensively wise, he's much better than Arteaga. Or like like people would say, el güey nomás Arteaga nomás corre lo pendejo para arriba and fucking deja descuidado atrás, and
Yeah.
I'd rather have Gallardo.
Yeah, another one that's like, at a young age of 27, Jordi Cortizo. He's looked solid in the minutes that he's gotten for the national team.
Yeah, it was. I remember a year ago before the World Cup. I thought I was thinking Tata should have given him a shot. He was shining. He was shining with Puebla. He's he's dynamic and everything. But I mean, I'm glad he's finally getting to shine.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our number one fan joining us tonight. Ricardo, welcome to the pod. How does it feel up there on top? Is it cold?
It's colder than Mount Everest, man. It's super cold up here.
America on top of the league.
Haven't lost a Clásico.
God damn, Ricardo, I'm gonna start calling you Green Boots.
What was that?
I'm gonna start calling you Green Boots. O no se la saben, güey.
He can't hear you from all the way down in 16th place.
Oh, wow. Espérame, déjame dar mi pinche palo para pegarlo al sótano.
Wow.
Hey man, we might have to, we might see you in Liga de Expansión soon, man. What's going on with Cruz Azul, bro?
Güey, la única razón por qué cerraron la liga porque ustedes ya menos se caían para allá. Ay, no mames.
I mean, you know what? Honestly, Cruz Azul has just become a sad team. Even their uniforms, they used to have like good uniforms, like like brands. Now they have what's their brand? It's like
Joma?
what is it?
Is
like
it
a Swami
No,
brand?
güey.
Firma?
Es
A
Firma.
Swami brand, no?
Oh, damn. That's a
No,
downgrade.
it's a
Swami
Mexican
brand.
Yeah.
Did you say Swami brand?
Yeah, it's a Swami brand.
Oh.
They used to have Fila. They used to have
I can't.
they had good uniforms, and now I mean,
He
if you're a
said
bad team,
he said that's the one you get in El Tianguis, man. That's not
It is. Pero wait, no mames. No mames. El azul clarito está bonito. No mames.
But I still look at like it doesn't look like if Nike would make it or Puma or a big team supposed to have a decent uniform. Even
I,
when they
I
had
have to agree. Yeah,
even when they
Cruz
had
Azul
Mexican
did
support
have some
Mexican
sick
business.
uniforms
the
before.
Spanish brand, Hoya, the Spanish brand, that one looked decent.
Roma.
Charlie?
Yeah, the Spanish brand.
No, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Charlie's Mexican. I think he's Joma.
Oh, Joma was
Joma,
the
Joma was decent.
Spanish.
Joma was decent. Yeah.
Yeah.
But fucking
Wait.
Pirma reminds me of watching Sunday League teams.
Cut to the
God
the
damn,
But-
man.
in the corner.
But believe it or not, they are one of the largest suppliers in the Mexican league.
No,
If you-
Charlie
It's
is
Firma.
But you know what?
It's Firma and Charlie.
Charlie.
when
Charlie
Atletico-
has Santos, Atlas, Querétaro, Pachuca, and León, and Xolos. Pirma has Puebla, Necaxa, Mazatlán, and
Pirma.
Cruz Azul.
Atletico was
And what,
Mexican,
dude? It's like that's embarrassing, bro. Cruz Azul is considered like a big club. Like that's not a big
Yeah.
club brand, dog. That's
but
like
it's a team that wasn't a fucking Libertadores final, man.
that's
Come
like
on.
the Ross Marshalls of Liga MX,
Yeah.
dog.
If you're wearing the
Yo.
Pirata shirt from Sunday League, it's the same quality as the Cruz Azul.
¿Sabes qué?
Imagine-
Talking about Marshalls.
This doesn't make you sweat. This shirts that make you sweat more.
Imagine the shit Chivas or America would get if they went with fucking Charlie. Imagine that.
Güey, no
Dude.
mames, no, espérate, con Chivas se romperían un huevo porque dirían, no, puro pinche mexicano, que quién sabe qué. Dime que no.
Well, you know what? They had I remember that they had ABBA,
Atleti.
and then they went with Nike, but I don't know, there was some fucking issue right there.
Yeah.
Then they went with Atletica, but Atletic was decent. Remember
Atletica had
at the national
man.
team.
Yeah.
Man, but you also got to realize there's a lot of things that go behind these decisions. Like, for example, if you take Nike as your uniform maker, you know when it comes to Pride Month, they're going to make you the Pride Month uniform and you got to rock it. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but some of these owners being old heads, they might not be about that, so they have no interest.
Hey, dude, for the
going
right
with a
price,
liberal
they'll
company.
wear a freaking.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
They'll put
They'll
a
change the
freaking.
one to a bunch of dildos.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess
All
they
right.
bought America for the right price.
There's a new brand that I've never heard
No,
of.
wait, they just gave them free dildos. That's the difference.
Sporelli.
Yep.
Yeah, they're.
Sounds Italian. Where
Are
is
they?
it from?
No.
No, I mean it sounds.
It sounds Italian. I don't know where they're from, dude, but yeah, they are sponsoring Juarez and also Atlético San Luis.
Oh,
So
that's
I'm gonna
right.
be
That's
honest with
right.
you,
I
cheap as
knew
fuck.
that was theirs. Yeah, right.
Maybe that
I
brand's
had it
from
for a while,
Serbia
yeah.
or Yugoslavia, that country that produces coaches that just quit on teams out of nowhere and spread fake news. And the fans and the media, because they don't know any better, they just eat it up. Like my son.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
because
but
he's young and gullible.
my favorite subject in high school, aside from lunch, was history. And one of my favorite topics in history was the colonization of Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And watching what transpired last week, because when the teachers would talk about that, they'd say, "Oh, like the Spain, they conquered Mexico, this and that." And if you look at Spain now, you can clearly say that's bullshit. They manipulated them. They had them fighting against each other, and that's how they conquered them. And the perfect example of something similar like that happening was last week with all that bullshit that Chivas pulled off.
Huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Mexican media they just had the Spanish, Serbian. I don't know if his name is Paunovic, Quitnovic, Paunocha, or I don't know what his name is anymore.
I like that one.
He was spreading fake news
Paunocha
about
beat.
leaving to Almeria. Almeria, my Sunday league team that my drunk uncle plays on has a bigger budget than that bum ass team. And Chivas being the coddled team it is because there isn't a reporter on that reports for that team in Mexico that doesn't have a spine. None of they just sat there. They just took it. The guy pretty much quit on the team, and he didn't have the nuts to say, "I don't want these two bums on the team. Get rid of them, or I'm leaving." He had to get his Spanish overlord, the Hierro, to spread fake. Like they didn't just spread Mexico fake news. They spread international fake
Yeah, dude.
news.
Fabrizio Romano, man, got involved.
They had Fabrizio on there helping out the fake news. I remember when Ravioli was saying Hierro was going to use his Madrid quotation marks contacts to help Chivas send Mexican players to Europe. And you can clearly see the opposite happen. He got rid of Mexican players and Chivas. So it just goes to show you can't be comparing Chivas to America never, because that's like Salvadorian league tactics, man.
So hey,
America would never do that.
so
I don't
what
know
happened to
you're
your
complaining
coach?
Because that was masterclass to me.
Oh, well, you would
You
eat
took
it up.
advantage of the situation.
What do you do? What do you do?
He took advantage of the situation, came out looking like the savior, and made the players look guilty. and he didn't have to come out and say it's either them or it's me, and put himself in the situation where he's God Almighty. He
So
came out. He
he's
came out looking
Paunovic
like
then.
the victim, and then he turned into the savior.
No, he
Now,
took.
whether you don't like the fact that the Mexicans ate that up, and you think the
No,
Mexicans
you
are
ate it up,
stupid
and
for
the
eating it
Mexican
up,
media ate it up.
no, it was a
You ate it up, and
masterclass
the Mexican
performance,
media
my
ate it
guy.
up. What performance? A bum ass Atlas?
No, the whole execution. He went from victim to savior, and
Also,
everybody's
you're
glad he stayed.
so Paunovic is using Televisa telenovela tactics. Then is that what you're
And then
saying?
Hey, it
worked for
worked.
him.
And it
It
worked.
worked. I
It
allow it.
worked, dude.
And so
He
you're
worked
agreeing
It
that
was
the
brilliant,
so
actually.
you're
played-
agreeing that the Mexicans are easily manipulated, especially
Oh,
the
yeah,
Chiva
100%.
Barra Brava fans and reporters like Khabibie.
Dude,
I don't think that was easily manipulated.
in one move, which was a silent move, which he didn't go out and say it. Fabrizio went ahead and said it, who is obviously got some intel from Jorge Mendez, who's his agent. Dude, he did an incredible move, because in one move he was able to put a lot of pressure on Chivas, right, on Amauri and on the players that were involved, and also he got the pass from the fans. Like, I don't blame you for wanting to leave.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why Ricardo's so
And
upset.
and
The
then
Mexicans, I get it.
He's
and
just
then
being
he
a-
reels us in hard, bro. He reels
I'm
it
not
in.
upset. I'm not upset. I'm just calling it out for what it is. It's a small team tactic. Big
Like,
teams
No,
don't do that.
dude. Small
Very
team
small
smaller
team.
who can
than
pull
hey,
something like that off.
smaller than
Not even Cruz Azul would do that.
hey,
Not even
dude.
Cruz Azul.
Smaller
Cruz Azul
smaller
didn't
than your
even get
coach
hosed by
quitting and then
Liga.
joining Rayados.
Didn't you just
Wow.
hear who makes
No.
your uniform?
Rayados. You can't be comparing bum
Dude,
ass
'cause
Sunday League
Dauno-
Almeria to Monterrey.
I know, but
Big difference.
Dauno actually quit on your team, bro. Like, he
Yeah,
actually
and-
did.
And isn't that more an indictment on Tano than fucking America?
No, look, Ricardo. If you want to talk small team tactics,
Very
what
small.
Tano did to you is small team tactics.
No,
He
but what does
treated
America
you-
have to do with what
He
Tano did?
treated you like a
What
small
did America
team
do?
and
What-
signed the
what-
contract
but
while you
what
were
was-
still in playoffs to
That
go
was
to
all
another
him.
team.
What was America supposed to do?
You were
Cry?
nothing because he treated you
Dude,
like a small
Dude, he
team.
quit on your team.
No,
He quit on
he
you in
did
playoffs and signed
he
a
quit.
contract with
He
a
quit.
bigger, juicier team with a bigger budget and
He
was
quit.
salivating at the mouth that he.
But what does that have to do
Yeah,
with
man.
America?
He
It's like if
how's
you
it
treated you like a
comparable?
small team. He
How's it
manipulated
comparable to
you, your
Chivas?
fans, and your
How
owners.
is it comparable to Chivas? So, baby, you're not making any sense right now, big guy.
What do you mean? How's it comparable? Because
Yeah,
Pauno did a
He
master class.
quit after the
Whether
loss.
I
quit
don't agree
after
with
the
what
loss.
Pauno did. You can even go
Paunovic,
look in
I
the
mean,
chat.
quit
I said
Novich.
Pauno's a little
I mean,
bitch. I said if
Paunocha.
Pauno is
He
doing this,
quit.
he's a little bitch.
He was threatening
But
to
it was a
quit in the
masterclass
middle of
move.
the
too much
season.
violence.
I
Middle
hate it,
of
but
the
I respect
season.
it.
I see.
Middle of the season. How is it comparable?
He didn't
Like
quit
Things were
though.
going
He
his
never
way.
said
hate it,
anything.
but I
Pau
respect
never
it.
said anything.
Yes, it
But
was
Pau
a
never
big
said I
move
quit.
Yeah,
by Pauno.
Pau never did it.
Also, he was giving mixed
Pau never-
signals. That's even worse.
Dude,
He didn't
from
give
the
anything. He never
outside
said
in,
anything.
it's a bitch move. But from the inside in Pauno's shoes, it was a masterclass performance.
Also, you're not a Chivas fan. You're a Paunovic fan then.
No, I said it was a bitch move. I said it was a bitch move.
No,
He
you
can't
didn't. You
control
said
his players,
you said
so he
Almeria
has
has a
to go
bigger
to
job
dirty
than Chivas.
tactics. He had to
You
resort
said
to
that.
dirty tactics to control his players.
Also, so he doesn't have a spine then. Even
Yeah,
worse.
it was a bitch move. Like I said, it was a bitch move.
No, I
So he
don't think
doesn't
it
have
was a
balls.
bitch
The
move.
inside,
It
He
was
doesn't have balls.
it was
That
He
masterclass.
doesn't have a
was
chin.
brilliant. Yes.
It was
And
a
if it
brilliant
was
move.
Iron Man, dude, it even smacked the media across the head. They didn't even
That's
know.
what
They
I'm
didn't even
saying,
see it
man.
coming. Not only he took everyone. That was like a checkmate, dude, right there on the fans, on the media, on the players, on everyone, dude. And it worked because the team ends up winning a Clásico 4-1.
That's what I'm saying. To
Okay,
me,
so what's wrong
I
with what
see
I
that.
said
I say,
then?
Pauno, you're a little bitch. You can't control your players. You got to
You
resort
never
to
said
dirty
that, man.
tactics. But at the same time, you're brilliant because you went from a victim to a hero. Everyone
Brilliant.
on
Oh
your
my
side,
God.
masterclass.
Wow.
It's
Brilliant.
both, man. It's both.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
both.
this could have been
Oh,
Iron Man's
From
doing, you know?
look,
okay, but what's so wrong about what I said then? How am I wrong?
what's wrong about what you said is because you're saying it's small team
It is
tactics.
very
When
small
Chivas
team.
didn't do
Big
it,
teams
it was
don't do that.
Pauno that did it. My
Big
guy,
teams don't.
Tano
Wait,
Name
treated you
another
like a
team that
small
did that.
team.
Name
Look,
I
another
don't think
team that
Pauno
did
did
that.
anything.
Ricardo,
Honestly, I don't think Pauno did anything.
Pauno
This was
threatened
Hierro,
to
if
leave
anyone,
to
that
another
So
league.
Chivas did it then, Joel, right?
Pauno threatened to leave
Hierro,
to another league.
And Hierro works for Chivas,
Tano
so
I mean,
Chivas.
that's
stayed
just
in the same league
Hierro,
and
and
went to
Barro.
a bigger team. You should find that more embarrassing. At
But
least Pauno said, "I'm
that
gonna go
was a
to a better.
contract
I'm gonna go to a
situation,
better
Habibi.
league
His
with more
contract was up
media,
at the end of the
with more
season.
potential."
This
Tano
guy still has
said,
a
"I don't
contract.
even need a
He
league.
still has
I'm
a
gonna stay in
contract.
this league, but I'm gonna go to a bigger team."
He still
That
Well,
is
has a
small team right
contract.
there.
he,
Tano
here's
treated
a
you like a small team.
He
no. He
still
never said
has a
He
anything.
had to
contract.
leave leagues. Him jumping
Pauno
ship to
never said
Monterrey
anything.
was an upgrade in his eyes.
No,
That's a small team for you.
all right. Well, I mean, you're just gonna gloss over the fact that your coach has a
You're
clear
ignoring the
cut,
fact that
ironclad
Tano
contract,
stayed
and
in the
he
same
threatened to
league
quit
and saw
on the middle
Monterrey
of the
as an
season
upgrade from
because
America.
things weren't going his way, and you ate it up. And you and
No one
everything I
ate it
said is
up.
true. You didn't
I
you just say it's
literally, when it
brilliant?
came out, I said Pauno's a little bitch for
Nah,
doing this
you literally just said it's
because he
brilliant,
can't control his
fantastic,
players.
mastermind.
Yes, from his shoes, from his perspective,
So you're a
it was
Paunovic fan,
masterclass.
not a Chivas fan, then.
No, if I was him and I pulled that off, I'd be like, huh, I got these motherfuckers. But as a fan, I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? You got to resort to this to get a hold of your locker room. You got
Well,
to
then how am I
threaten
wrong
to
then?
leave so some
Well, what
players
did I
can
say was
respect
wrong
you.
then? How is that not a small team tactic?
It's the small coach tactic. He is not
All
the
all
club.
right. Look,
He's not the club.
all I can say is we can speak facts here, and the fact is, America's coach Tano left for Rayados. So what does that? What does that mean for America? How does he?
But
You
but
know,
Jaime, that's the coach doing so, not America. Baños,
I get that.
Pauno,
I get
no one
that.
had
No,
anything
no,
to do
no.
with
Look,
that.
was Chivas doing?
I get it though. I'm just saying, it's like imagine you were dating some chick and then she ends up leaving you for someone that is uglier.
If Tano did that in the middle of the season,
How would that make you look? That make you look like
Uglier,
a.
but
no,
Bro,
I
you
get
need
I
the
get what you're
camera.
trying to
America's
say.
situation
Güey,
was
entonces
I
pídele
get
que
what
haga
you're
el
trying
número
to
one.
say.
a
But
chick leaving you
the
for
more
your neighbor.
relatable
That's what Tano
situation,
did, bro.
the more relatable situation would be Tano having a stretch of bad games in the middle of the season
Mhm.
with a clear and cut ironclad contract, quitting on America and going to Monterrey. Then I say, you know what? You have a point. But it's not the same situation.
I
But his
see.
intention was never to quit.
How do you know that?
Almeida already had another coach lined up. Crazy how
So,
they signed
also,
him like
so
that.
you're saying Fabrizio, the one of the biggest reporters in Europe, is spreading fake news then for
What did
Chivas?
Fabricio say? What did Jaime
I
say?
wouldn't
That
say
He's
for Chivas.
players and that coaches and so on reach out to him to see if he can post something. Fabricio never confirmed it. When
he
Fabricio
said that he
when
said the
Fabricio tweets, "Here we go," it means it's official.
oh
He
here we
never
go. That's
tweeted,
what was
"Here
missing.
we
Not
go."
the fact that he said,
Bro,
"Oh,
you're gonna tell
uh,
me that Hierro Mendes or somebody then just pay him or influence him just to put the fake news out there? He
well,
never
that's what it
confirmed
looks
it.
like, doesn't it?"
He never confirmed it.
Yeah, I do think this was from the Iron Man. I think that was the move, not Pauno. I don't think Pauno has that
And you
that
literally
sway.
just said
I do.
Tano did it, but it reflects Tano, doesn't reflect America. Then you can't turn around and then say that Pauno, it doesn't reflect them, that it reflects Chivas and makes Chivas a small team. You're literally saying the opposite things for the same
But
situation.
who brought him? Joel just said that he thinks it was
Yeah,
Hierro,
yeah,
and he's a Chivas
yeah.
employee. You're telling me the the Gonzo straight to DVD filmmaker, fat girl diet pill seller doesn't know about
Cancel.
that?
What?
What? So you just asked me there.
Oh, Vergara. You think Vergara doesn't know about what's going on? If all that if Pano
Well, I mean, that's what you pay. That's what you pay Hierro for. I mean, he's the GM, and I think he took care of a problem that was brewing that could have distracted the players and the coach from
also
doing their job.
So he was in charge in that moment. He's in charge of what he has to have what Chivas' best interest in mind, right? So that means he's in charge
Yeah,
of
of course.
Chivas, right? So therefore, Chivas use small team tactics to
It's not as
manipulate
small.
the
You think a small team can get one of the more influential news source to put like a fake news?
tact.
You think
I,
a small well, what's that? But that would be the tactic to go to a big top source and get them to cause a distraction. And I think that the tell was in the conference they made, and you saw people complaining because they were saying no one asked him if he was leaving. It should have been the first question. They never asked him that, and he never brought it up.
well, hold on,
And so,
ESPN, and they clearly say Chivas is the one team you can't criticize, or else they'll ban you from the conferences.
Really?
Not even America. You don't have to filter questions for America because Chivas is a coddled team. No one asked that because they didn't want to be asked that.
I don't think they're coddled, man. I remember when they
Super
were
coddled.
when. No, I wish Richie could. They're
Look,
not,
all
man.
teams are like that, man. All teams that they go in and they ask their questions, the
Not
guys that are
America.
there,
Not America.
they want to go back and be able to ask questions again week in, week out.
Not America.
No one's gonna ask
Look up
a
the interviews.
no one's
Look
gonna
up the
answer a
interviews.
question that's
Not
gonna make him look like a punk. And it did happen. That
Nacho
guy,
Ambriz.
whatever his name is,
Tano.
Chuyazo or whatever his name is, he tried to put Hierro on the spot after the loss to America. And Hierro shut him down, not once, not twice, but three times, to the fact that they made him look like a clown. And everybody was ripping that Chuyazo guy on Twitter. They were
Oh
all
yeah, that was
ripping him
brilliant
apart
too.
because they said, wow, this guy went in there, trying to be almighty, and then Hierro just destroyed him.
Wait a minute. So
It
you're
did.
saying that Hierro is
Red-handed
there
crimp
just to
slap.
be a punching bag, then, right? He's there
He's
just
not
to
a punching bag. No,
absorb the
come on.
blows from the because
No.
Mexican reporters don't have spines. Because once they hear that Spanish accent, they shiver down. They go to the corner. They lose their spines. They can't ask the same questions they ask a Mexican GM, like my tocayo Ricardo Peláez, who who built that Chivas team that went to a final, but no one gives him credit, or
I
to
give him credit.
a Mexican coach. But when the foreigner comes, when he deflects, when he doesn't answer a single question, is a master class. It's a brilliant move. But when it's a Mexican coach or a GM, oh, he just doesn't answer the question. He's
My
not.
guy, you're contradicting yourself. You went from
How
saying that
so?
Chivas is coddled by the media to saying that it wasn't coddled with Ricardo Peláez, that it wasn't coddled with a Mexican coach, but it is coddled with Hierro. Which one is it? Are they being coddled just right now ever since Hierro arrived? Or are they always coddled before Hierro and after Hierro? Because now you're making it sound like, wow, they would hate on Pelas, they would hate on the Mexican coaches, but now that a foreigner's here, they're not hating.
It,
So which one
isn't
is it? Is Chivas
isn't it?
coddled all the time for the
It's
last 10,
coddled
20
all the
years?
time, but they pick and choose who they question or who they don't. Better?
It just sounds like you're contradicting yourself, man.
All right. Well, you want to hear what you want to hear because you're one of the manipulated
No, I'm
Barra
hearing
Brava
what
Chivas
you're
fans.
saying. I'm hearing what you're saying. You went from saying that Chivas is coddled, which I agree, but I don't think it's just them. It's the majority of the teams. You see it in every sport. You see it even in baseball. You see it in basketball. You see it in NFL. No one wants to ask an actual real question that, yeah, you might get some attention. You might get some spotlight. Oh, wow, he actually asked that, but you're never going to be back there again.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen it happen to somebody with the LA Galaxy. He asked a hard question, and they haven't given him a.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they haven't given him
What
a.
was the hard question?
Press pass.
I don't. At this point, I don't recall. I know
Damn.
the guy. I'll ask him, but
It must
yeah,
mean It must have been pretty serious because it's the MLS, dude. No one takes that league serious.
He asked an uncomfortable question, and I guess the PR department didn't like it, and
Yeah.
the guy has been denied credentials since.
I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
When I went to the Mexico Colombia game, that was the first time I had gone as press. I always go as photographer, and I got to go to the the press conference after the match, and it was obviously an uncomfortable room because Mexico were up 2-0, then they lost the game 3-2, and the guy that was alongside Tata was just mean mugging everybody in the that was sitting down and wanting to ask questions. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna sit down, record, and not say a fucking thing because I'm
The Mexican guy or the Gabe Gabor?
Mexican guy. He was.
That guy. Well, that guy is not working with the team anymore. So
Oh yeah,
they
yeah,
let him go.
yeah. It
Hey,
was.
but Jaime, real quick to finish off,
Yeah.
there's a mass media manipulation by
Sure.
the Chivas. What I was talking about. I have a question for all you Chi hermanos on the that are called in tonight. What's a bigger job? What's a better job for you guys? If you were a coach, would you take Chivas or Almeria? Bottom of the barrel, caste in what's it called with the Indians with the caste system all the way at the bottom? That's what Almeria is. Which job would you guys take?
Chivas.
Wait,
Chivas?
which Indians? Indians from India or Indians
No,
in
like
Mexico?
India
Looking for
next.
Indians.
Yeah, they got the caste system, like the undesirables. That's what
I know.
Almeria would be.
Yeah, damn.
All right,
Hey, man,
Albert
go
said
ask Javier
Chivas.
Aguirre because Javier Aguirre turned down America to
Yeah,
stay
fake
in
news.
Mallorca.
All right. Joel, which one would you take, man? Chivas or Almeria?
You can't ask me because I'm a Chivas fan. I would stay at
that's
Chivas.
true. What about you, Jaime? Chivas or
Of
Almeria,
course,
man?
dude. That's a joke. How dare you even ask that question?
All right,
No, because the
that's all I
Chivas
gotta
fans,
say.
of course, Chivas. If I was just a regular coach,
From his perspective, though, I get it.
I would be
He played
Almeria.
there. He played there as a when he was a professional. He played at Almeria, so I understand he has ties to them.
Jaime, I looked it up. He had like 7. He had like a coffee there. He played like 6 games, man.
Yeah, they make it seem like he was a historical player of the
Like
club.
he spent a day with the Almeria uniform on. Like it's not that type of
But he's
situation.
not a Chivas fan, my guy. You should really be asking if you were a coach.
Oh, what about you?
Had
What
the
would you get?
opportunity to
Chivas or
coach Liga
Almeria,
MX
Habibi?
or La Liga, which one would you take?
La Liga.
Majority
Hey, I
of
just seen
aspiring coaches would take La Liga job for
Aspiring coaches.
Wow, aspiring coach.
No, that's what you asked. If you guys were coaches, we're not established coaches. And
so
we
you're
were
saying
young
aspiring
coaches
coach
starting
couldn't
out.
succeed at
There's-
You
Chivas?
gave me a job in Liga MX or a job in La Liga. I'm taking La Liga one easily.
Oh
Because I
my
can at least bounce
god.
back.
So that's all I had to hear. That's all.
Now,
that's all
if
I
I
had
was
to
a
hear.
Euro
Chivas fan,
snob.
which I am, obviously I want to coach Chivas. And give me Libertadores while we're at it. Yeah, that's the dream. That's the wet dream. But we're not talking about wet dreams.
Dude,
We're talking about an Eastern European.
Almeria isn't anyone's wet dream but yours, man.
hey man, look at what Nacho Ambriz had to do just to get his dream of coaching in Europe. He had to settle for a team in the 2nd division, and he couldn't even do it. So
Well, he wasn't allowed to do it, Jaime. I would say he wasn't given the chance.
So there's there's La Liga, and then there's teams like Almeria who, I mean, even the birds fly upside down, so because it's not even worth shitting on them. It's like they fly the other way, dude. There's no point, man. You can't even compare the two. Chivas.
Damn, bro, that's a lot of hate on Almeria, who hasn't done anything.
Didn't
Exactly.
Hugo?
They haven't done anything.
Didn't
so
Hugo
they're not even
Sanchez
worth
coach
mentioning.
there?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Hugo coached there.
And I think he when they faced Real Madrid, he scraped a tie, and he was bragging about it, how he set the tone he set the tone for playing Real Madrid, and then then I guess he started asking for reinforcements, and they told him, we're not about that, and they fucking bounced him.
For sure. Well,
man, if it was up to Habibi, he'd be coaching in Almeria, Albacete, or that Dutch league that El
If I
Bebote
wasn't a
Kina.
Mexican
Feyenoord.
coach,
Go ahead,
I would
Eagles.
choose La Liga.
Go
Yes.
ahead, Eagles.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
If
Eagles.
Eagles.
I wasn't a
Isn't
Mexican
that
That
like
was
coach,
that
I
team
would
that
Nigeria?
you
choose La
scored on.
Liga. But there's some Mexican coaches out there who still choose La Liga. And like I told you, man, go talk to Javier Aguirre because he was offered the America job multiple times. He chose to stay in Spain La Liga
Fake news.
with Mallorca, man. So
Fake
according
news.
to your logic,
Who wanted that
Mallorca is
bum? No one
bigger
wanted
than
that bum.
America. According to your logic, Mallorca is bigger than America because the Mexican coach with the most European
Please.
experience rather coach Mallorca than coach America.
He's a spineless
Hey, you heard it
bum.
here first,
He never
folks.
won shit.
Mallorca is
He
bigger
never won
than
a damn
America.
thing.
Mallorca
He's
is
famous for
bigger
tripping a
than
player.
America.
He's famous for tripping a player. That's what he's famous for.
Who, Aguirre?
That bum.
And you guys begged him, and he said no. So where does
Yeah.
that
begged?
make you look?
Who begged?
America flew
He
out
has
there.
the
Oh
Santiago
my
top
Baños
god.
price.
flew out there and came
Please.
His
back
nose.
empty-handed. So
Please.
hate on
No one
Aguirre
wanted
all
that
you want,
bum.
but you pulled
That
up
bum.
over there,
No
got
one
off
wanted
the
that
plane,
overpriced bum.
blank check, pulled your pants down,
That
bent
coward.
over, and he said no
That
thanks.
fake Mexican. No one wanted that bum.
Oh.
You
Every
flew
chance
over
he
there
get,
and you begged
every chance that bum gets, he says that Mexico is shit, Mexican players are shit, and you're telling me, what does that
You
bum
flew
want?
over there and
Who's
begged them to coach you,
according
my
to
guy.
who?
To
Maybe if
all
it
the
was
media, man.
Fabrizio
Go
or
talk
someone
to
like that, I
Santiago
believe him,
Well,
Baños,
right?
he, I think
You're
he
as
said it
Catholic as
himself
Blanquita. You
in
should
an
have
interview.
contact to Baños.
Now,
I,
Sutcliffe
I,
said that America did that, and if that
no,
bum said it,
I
it's
think
fake news.
Aguirre said it.
No one
Aguirre
wanted that
confirmed
bum.
it.
Oh, here
He
we
could,
go. Here we
yeah.
go. Javier Aguirre. Wait, hold on. Reveló el motivo por el
Yeah,
cual
there you
no
go.
dirigiría al América. Let's see. I'm trying to read.
To the fans.
It'd be the family, right? And
The
that's just an
fans.
excuse.
That's an excuse to say he doesn't want to coach America because they're smaller than Mallorca.
Sure. Just like Almeria,
I'm
right?
using your logic. Yeah, no, you're right. Almeria is bigger than Chivas. Mallorca is bigger than
Oh,
America.
He
Wh-
said
which
that
part?
Logic, buddy.
Santiago Baños wanted to talk to him
Also, it's fake news there. Fake news.
and that
No, dude.
let's see. Alguno...
Just so you know, the Almeria thing was fake news as well, buddy.
I think he
Alright.
got
If you
offended.
say so.
He got offended that he was in it wasn't just him that they were considering other coaches, and he had
There you go. I remember that because
and
he did say it
yeah.
in a live interview.
Yeah,
He did. He said that it was like an interviewing process,
yeah,
and he was like, "If that noise, you know what you know what I bring to the table.
yeah.
Whether you want me or
Also,
not,
He
I'm
was
not about to
upset.
go
He was
and
upset.
interview."
He was offended that they even had considered, like, if you're about me, you're about me. Don't point me into
Yeah.
this like.
Sounds like small team
so
activities.
so
right there.
America was
It
clearly
does.
not about that because they didn't that bum didn't want he didn't want
They were doing small team mentality at Santiago
no.
bathrooms, dude. Your
Not
GM
the
is called
same.
out.
Not the same.
That small team
It's
He's
like,
a
hey,
shitter.
we have a job interview lined up for you in America. Oh, great! And then you find out it's like a job fair where everyone's interviewing for that job, and he's like, well,
Small
fuck you
team
guys.
tactic. Ricardo, I like
Like a
how
He
blind
didn't want
dating.
that job fair.
brought
He
to
Blind
the table
dating.
and has been counter argued with your own America. It's just
also
beautiful.
should I
love
take
tonight.
so whose reason should I take? The sporting directors, the owners, or the bum that's never won a damn thing in his life? That's always looking for attention.
He won a title at Pachuca, right?
That
Yeah,
might
he
as well be
did.
half. That might as well be half the
Yeah.
title, man.
I think it was their first title.
Hey, there's plenty of reasons to hate Aguirre. I personally don't like him for giving away two, not just one, two World Cups. That was all him. Speaking about bums, though, let's talk about this bum league, the Dutch league, where Santi Jimenez keeps scoring goals at, because everyone's over here creaming their pants over his performances, and I'm like, it's the Dutch league. It's not Serie A. It's not Bundesliga. It's not La Liga. It's not EPL. It's not in the top 5. So why are we even talking about it? Why is he being compared to Kane and Haaland and all these other strikers that are actually scoring in difficult leagues? It's not
Hey
even.
Jaime,
We're
I
starving, Jaime. We're starving for
I
us
think it's a requirement when you go to join the Dutch league, you have to buy a fishing reel, some bait and stuff like that, man.
You got to get some, they used to call them ugly sticks, some really, really good fishing sticks that won't break on you.
And some big nets, very, very big nets for the goal to go in.
Yeah, man. That is, hey, look, I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's scoring. He should be scoring a hat trick every single game. You look at the goal he scored the other day. Like the defending was a joke. So happy for him. But I told Habibi, like, let's see what he does against Ghana. Let's see what he does against Germany. You know, if this guy's about it, if this guy's in such a great form and he's playing in a respectable league, that should translate to the national team. And let's see it. I want to see it.
Well, wait a minute, Jaime. You're telling me that what's that Dutch guy that scored in Argentina, Bergkamp, or what was his name?
Dennis Bergkamp.
That Dennis Bergkamp-esque goal against Panama didn't automatically make him a superstar in your eyes?
Dennis Bergkamp in 98, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
Oh,
That goal against Qatar, I mean, that's a baby seeing Ronaldo 2.0.
Look who suddenly has nothing to say.
I don't know if you're waiting for the Cruz Azul fan to speak first. I mean, it's this guy. It's this prospect.
Oh, now you have nothing to
Really?
say. Oh,
wow.
Everyone give him the word.
Wow,
You know?
ahora sí,
It
¿verdad?
comes from the academy. No, man. I'm ready to defend.
he's
Santi.
like, dog, I'm getting
Ricardo right now
cooked.
is
I'm
about
getting
fisherman
cooked, man.
league,
Help me out.
fisherman league
Oh,
this
bro,
and
no.
that.
I'm here. I'm here. All right. Now, here's the thing. What are the Mexicans performing at that level overseas?
What other?
Give me one. Yeah.
Nobody.
Exactamente. So cállense el pincho, sí, cabrones.
Boom. There you go.
Overseas, come on, man. You
can't-
get you get
I can't argue
more.
that.
You
said
get more
that when you go
opposition
to
in
that
Mexico
league, you
than the
gotta buy
Dutch
your
league.
fisherman equipment.
Yeah,
Look,
you do.
soccer.
So what? Fishing's a hell of a
football,
time. When you're in
whatever
Mexico, te hizo un pinche chaleco antibalas y un fusil.
MLS has
Esa es la diferencia.
Stinger defenders.
All right. Now here's the deal. Everyone knows that the Dutch league is a developmental league, but you know what he's showing? He's showing la materia prima, que sabes que no hay en México. Y eso es lo que está enseñando.
Against Go Ahead Eagles.
Against Go Ahead Eagles, because you know what? It's better than fucking Chivas.
Oh,
You know what?
It's better than a lot of the other teams in
The
Mexico.
truth is-
Shots fired.
You know what? The truth is,
Am I
when
wrong? ¿Que no les están metiendo la pipa cada semana? A
Bro,
nosotros también.
you're not
Pero güey, yo sé
wrong.
lo que está pasando.
These guys right here, they're criticizing Go Ahead Eagles, and they're saying no, but the Portuguese league is
These
better.
guys is
League
I didn't say
One is
Portuguese
better.
league.
This league is better. My guy, out of like Benfica, Braga, and Porto.
I didn't say Portuguese league. Where are you at?
Okay.
Who
League
said
One.
Portuguese?
No
Out
one
of
said
PSG.
Portuguese.
Fake
could-
news
okay,
spread
League
and
One.
ravioli.
So what other league's better than Dutch league? League One? Would you
I
say
already
League
said
One
them, bro. I said Serie A, Bundesliga, EPL, La Liga. That's 4 right there.
Oh, Captain Obvious. You're going with the
Okay,
top
and
4 leagues
okay.
as better
And how
than the
many
Dutch league.
Mexicans
No
have gone
shit.
directly to those leagues? Tell me, how many Mexicans have gone directly to those leagues?
Javier Hernandez has
But
gone.
what does that have to
Okay,
do?
and how did that
What does
go?
that have to do with what
He
they
scored 50
scoring
goals.
on fishermen?
What it has to do is that other great players have gone there
Who?
and done well. Luis Suarez went there. Satlan went there.
I mean,
He's
I thought you
no
meant
Suarez.
Mexicans. I thought you meant
Now, on
Mexicans.
the
He's no
opposite end,
Suarez.
You know what?
Other
I
players,
look at
other
what
players from
Josie
there
Altidore did.
have done shit. When,
Yeah.
What's his name? Was it Salcido? I don't
Dude.
remember who. Salcido or
Albert,
Massa
I
jumped
brought up
PSG.
Josie Altidore and they got mad.
Yeah,
There
look
was
at that.
a
You know what?
guy
Everybody
called
was fucking. Everybody
he was
was
Dutch.
impressed.
He was
Oh
killing
fuck!
the
Don't
Dutch
you
league,
scoring.
and
Dude.
he went
AZ
to
legend.
Barcelona, and he
AZ
was
legend.
trash.
I'm just saying, Josie Altidore was able to get there and score 20 goals in a season.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah, because Josie needed an extra step. He wasn't ready to go to the next one. All right, maybe he should have gone to Portugal.
let Albert speak.
Maybe he would have gone somewhere else.
You know what? I was reading a Martin de Palacio tweet, and I agree with what he said that he would like to see Santi go to like a Brighton, like a middle of the table team in a big league, instead of trying of him going to Real Madrid, just because that transition, guys like Altidore couldn't make that transition. So it's I think it would be in his best interest for him to go in the middle of a table team and to adapt instead of going try. Obviously, it would be great if Real Madrid would give him a shot, but I mean,
Dude,
I
the
don't
only
think that's
one, the
Bro,
only
it's
one
the
talking about
Mexican-
Real Madrid, the possibilities of him going to Madrid, are himself and all the delusional fans like Habibi, bro. Because
the Cruz Azul fans.
yeah, dude.
Hey, qué pedo, cabrón. No, yo estoy diciendo mi madre. Digo
He'd
que
be
mi
picking up the
chavito
balls
necesita
at Real
proceso.
Madrid. He'd
Dude,
be handing out
Alright.
the water bottles.
I'm pretty sure Real Madrid don't even know
That's
who
the
he
thing,
is,
and
dude.
That's not what we want. So here's the deal, man.
Picking up the jock straps, the dirty socks. That's what he'd be doing.
He
Like
went.
I literally read an article. If Real Madrid can't go for Holland, Santi's on the radar.
Yeah, dude.
No mames, güey. Santi
My
es
guy
un
Chicharito went to
proyecto en los
Real
próximos
Madrid
3 años.
and had a great season for the minutes he was given.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we're
He was
not
a super
denying
sub.
that, but we're not, dude.
You're
You can't
telling-
compare
Also,
the
hold on.
He came
two.
from Manchester
You
United.
can't compare the two.
He went from Manchester
I never
United.
said that the whole DM stuff of sending like Santi Real Madrid stuff. Like clearly been telling you is my mother. Literally, my caption is like, "Oh, I'm creaming myself to this." I say it to make fun of you guys, but if you want to talk about serious things right here,
Sure.
if he is right now, out of all the YouTube, I don't even know why I'm saying this. I've said this a million times. 23 players and under, he has the best numbers in the world.
Yeah,
And what that means, he is a good prospect.
he is a good
Just how
prospect.
Luis Suarez was a good prospect in the
But
Dutch league, and then he became something. Santi can do that, or he can be a good prospect like Afelai and go to Barcelona and be trash and never be heard of
no,
again.
for sure, he's a good
Yeah, it's a
prospect.
force.
But it's like
He's a
golf,
good
man. He has a
prospect.
handicap
So
because of the
why are
league he
you
plays in.
shitting on a good prospect?
We're not
You're
shitting on him. I'm
Mexican.
shitting on the fans that are
Literally said,
hyping him
I
up.
hope it translates to the national team. I want to see what he does with Ghana. I want to see what he does with Germany.
Exactly.
What do? You compare him to Josie Altidore to try to shit on him. So how do you want him to be a good prospect, but you're watching his every little step
Because
of
I can't
his career,
stand
so
fans like
can
you
shit
that are
on him.
hyping him up for no fucking reason.
Okay, then hate on
Sí,
me,
güey,
hate
pero tú
on
estás
people,
acá pidiendo
but
ahí
don't
hacer
hate on the
tarillas.
prospect. Don't say you want him to do good for the Mexican national team, but be ready to prey on his downfall so you can hate and
Bro,
say,
is
"I
this your
was
first
right."
time talking to a Mexican? What the fuck? This is all we do, bro.
I'm just
We're
saying that,
toxic
like,
as fuck, man.
your
What are you
logic
talking
is
about?
just- no, there's no logic. I shouldn't even say your logic. There's no logic. One minute you say you want him to do well with the national team, and then the next minute you compare him
No,
to Josie
I'm just
Altidore
saying.
to insult him.
I'm just
He's a
saying
good
when
So
I
prospect.
you want
bring
everyone to kiss his ass for scoring a bunch of goals on
No, he's a
fishermen?
good prospect, Ricardo. Like Diaz said, who else is doing it? No one. So
Just
he's a
like
good
Ochoa,
prospect.
just
You
like
as a
Ochoa,
Mexican, actually, no, I shouldn't even say
Ochoa's
you as a
the
Mexican, 'cause
Ochoa's the
I'm
only
all over
goalkeeper in
country.
Europe, so
So
by default he's
why-
the best one.
Why
Oh,
does
man.
it bother you that a Mexican has the potential to do something?
Why does it bother you with a Mexican with Ochoa?
Because he's old.
Because he's old.
No,
Alright.
nothing bothers me.
that's
That's
about
what
obvious.
Ochoa.
bothers me.
I
That's
literally
what.
said
Hold
on
on,
the
espérate,
chat,
espérate.
I
You
said
want to
Ochoa,
talk about
as
Ochoa?
a
That's what
Mexican,
bothers
it's
me.
sad. His career in Europe, to me as a Mexican, I wish Ochoa would have had a good career. I wish those rumors
Doesn't seem
when
like
he
it.
was killing it in League One that PSG was
Oh, that's
interested in him.
fact.
I
That's-
wish that
that's
shit would have
cap right
came
there.
true. But at the end of the day, his European career has been disappointing. Right now, he's in Serie A, and he's the goalie who's been scored on the most.
Of course, look at
He
that
has-
defense.
He has had a
But by your
disappointing
logic, he's the
career.
only one there, so support him.
Yep, exactly.
He's not in form. How's he in form?
I said
He's
he's
the
the
goal-
only one there, so support
He's the
him.
only
just like
goalkeeper in
Bebote,
Europe,
right?
so by default he's
Yeah,
the best
no,
one.
But he's not a
no,
good
no, 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 no.
prospect. He's
No,
not
no, that
doing
wasn't
well.
what we said.
Also,
What
it's
we
just
said was,
prospects then.
No, you got to do well.
miren, cabrones, no me hagan usar mi voz de papá, ¿eh? So se calman todos. Miren, lo que dijimos fue ¿Quién está teniendo ese tipo de resultados en Europa? ¿Qué otro mexicano? Ninguno.
Is the Dutch
¿Qué
league
otro?
though? Is the Dutch?
Espérate, güey, cállate el pincho hocico, déjate terminar, güey.
Sorry.
Por favor.
All right. I'm sorry.
Saca el cinto, Díaz.
Mira, güey, ¿qué otro portero mexicano está haciendo bien en Europa? Ninguno. Ok, pinche Memo es el mejor. Pero también de portero tenemos que ver cuántos goles te has tragado. Se ha tragado un chingo. Santiago Jiménez, ¿cuántos goles ha metido? ¿Cuántos no, verdad? Que ha hecho mes. También unos cuantos. Pero aquí está la diferencia. Santi se fue a esa liga sabiendo que es una liga para que brinques a la próxima. Lo que estábamos hablando ahorita, de que sí, reconocemos que tienen que ir a otra liga, tienen que crecer. Yeah. Sí, no tienen que ir a Madrid, no se tienen que ir a Barcelona. ¿Por qué? Porque eso es saltarse procesos. Ustedes aquí hace unas cuantas semanas estaban, mamándole la verga, bien sabroso allá el Padilla, de que no, que le hablen a la selección, que todo y eso y todo lo demás. No, pendejos, porque así es como se hacen las cosas a prisa y nunca las hacemos bien.
I see.
Y ese es el problema de México.
Hey, but no one's
on your
hating
side.
on the process. No one's hating on the process.
Yeah, exactly.
They're hating on the fact that you're already putting him somewhere that he's not. He's not that yet. Way in
He's not there.
Use Jaime's logic where he said, "Have you never met a Mexican fan? We're so toxic. Have you never met a Mexican fan? We're all mame."
Not me. Not
ya el Padilla thing,
me.
like that.
In my eyes, all Mexicans don't belong in Europe.
Mbappe Mexicano. If you seriously think I'm being serious when I'm comparing him to Mbappe and call him a Mbappe Mexicano, then you guys have one cell in your freaking brain. Es mame. Es mame
no eres
Mexicano.
Nomás tú. ¿Y qué onda con el
Same thing with Santi to Madrid. Santi al Madrid
pasó?
va a llegar, va a meter chingo goles. Dude, it's just mame.
¿Qué pasó con el Salah mexicano? Que ahora todos le están mamando la verga.
Same thing. El Salah mexicano es mame, dude. El Jimmy Lamborghini, whatever.
El Lamborghini.
It's all mame. That's what Mexicans do. We love to do mame and hype shit up. So the same way, Jaime,
yeah, exactly. So those are the people I'm talking to.
You're toxic, but you're hating on the mame. It's the same thing, my guy. It's toxic in a positive way.
No, it's just it makes my eyes roll when I go on Twitter and I see all these like.
And you don't think it makes Mexicans' eyes roll to see another Mexican just playing on the downfall of another Mexican?
It's not that, dude. It's just like, dude, let him cook. Let him do his thing. That's all I've been saying. All I've been saying.
They're mad at you that you're a little negative Nancy Crab.
I'm not negative. I'm being a realist, and people don't like that. People don't want to talk about the facts, and the facts are his goals. Dude,
he's in the Dutch league.
He's in the Dutch league.
Goals. He's a good prospect. Let's see what he does in the other league. But no, a negative Nancy's like, yeah, he's scoring goals, but Josie Altidore did it.
It's not being negative. It's being real. I'm not. That's not even being negative. That's not even hating. That's a fact, dog.
Yeah, and the fact.
Well, you don't like facts now. You don't like logic.
Ibra scored goals in the
and just like other Mexicans.
Stop making sense, Jaime.
Baby's one of those
Dutch league, and he went and had a great career. You're using negative facts. I'm
not using negative facts. I'm just using him. I'm using him as
That's just a problem with Mexicans, like Mexican Joven Azteca Mexicans like Habibi. He confuses criticism with hate.
Exactly, dude.
And both aren't the same thing.
No, but you're not
both
criticizing
things can be,
him objectively.
He's progressing in the Dutch league. He's progressing.
He's progressing him.
But that doesn't mean
you're not criticizing. You're insulting.
Oh
There's
my
God!
How's it insulting?
How is it an insult to compare him to Josie Altidore, who also scored 20 goals in that league?
So why don't you compare?
Didn't they have the similar career? Because Luis Suarez won Champions League,
we're not talking about what he did outside of
what
that.
What the hell is this guy
you
won?
Said, Santi hasn't played in La Liga, so you can't compare him that. Why do you compare him to Dutch League Luis Suarez? Why do you have to compare him to a negative Dutch League player?
He's not even a negative, dude. You're just interpreting that way.
Suarez, as a young player, had in the
hey, only use good examples when comparing Santi Jimenez to other. Only use good ones. Don't use the bad ones.
Use stuff to paint him in the negative picture.
I'm not painting him in a negative picture, bro. I just want to be
Negative
objective.
to you.
Exactly, dude. You interpreted it that way. But it's like when I see these people on Twitter, all these Repor fans, and tweeting all these amazing images of like Santi Jimenez's name at the very top, and then you got like Kane and Haaland. It's like, dude, come on, bro. Like, obviously, one league is not like the other. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so using your own words, that's negative.
That's
to
not
you.
negative.
Negative to you. Because apparently your eyes roll and it bothers you. It's negative to you.
I didn't
Using
say it's
your own
negative.
words,
I didn't say it's
well, it
negative.
makes you feel negative, obviously. 'cause
No,
you
it's
said
just
you roll
it's
your
just
eyes.
it's
It doesn't make you
how is that a
smile.
negative
It doesn't
That's just
make you the happiest guy in the
oh
world.
my god,
seeing
dude.
Santi's name next
Dude,
to
you're not
his.
even making sense right now.
You're not making sense because literally just use your own words. It makes you roll your eyes when you.
You're
see his
getting
name
mad
next to
because I'm
very
comparing him to
name
Josie
that Bob-
Altidore,
I'm not
but
mad. I'm laughing my ass off. That's how
I'm
you
not
and I
mad. But
will
why are you
make an
making it
argument, and then I
negative?
use the
Why are you
same
so
words
negative,
against you.
dude? I'm not
Hey,
being negative.
You know who also was a goleador in that league and didn't do much either? I believe that guy that went to Monterrey, Johansson.
What about him?
That he was also a guy that scored a lot of goals. Then he went to a good league, and he kind of sucked.
Johnson.
But that's what soccer is. You
Oh.
could show up to La Liga, be terrible. You go to Serie A, and you're amazing. Look at Lukaku. Lukaku has been booty in EPL, but he goes to Inter Milan and he's great. Look at Salah. Salah was trash at Roma, and he goes over to
Oh,
Liverpool.
so now you got
and he's
excuses
great.
for when Santi fails. All right, got you, man.
No,
Oh.
KDB was terrible in Chelsea,
Oh my god,
and now
dude.
he's great with City.
You
That's
know,
what soccer is. Because one player was
Yeah.
great in the league, it doesn't
Not
mean the other
Mexican
one's gonna be
soccer.
great.
in
Not Mexican.
Hey,
No, I'm
dude.
not
That's
making
not
excuses
what it
for him.
is.
What I'm saying is that he's a prospect.
He is
He's
a
a good
prospect,
prospect,
and he
and
should be
let's see what
treated
he does.
as prospects should be, with a lot of skepticism, and
No,
real
prospects are treated by projecting their potential. Some people go over
project
the
these
top.
nuts, bro. Fuck
Some
your
people go
projection,
over
dude.
the top.
Let's calm down, dude. He's still playing in a mediocre league, and until he does something that changes that, I'm just gonna be shitting on him. I'm sorry, dude.
That mediocre league has like 6 Champions Leagues, my guy.
That was back in the fucking
was the last
back when
one?
it was black and white, dude. The fuck, we don't count those anymore. Nottingham Forest has 2 fucking Champions Leagues.
Okay.
Look at where they play now.
All right. So
It was
go to
back when the
pull out your
EPL
nearest
didn't
Chivas
pick
Espérate, güey,
jersey,
espérate,
and I want you to wipe off 8 stars off it because those don't count.
Ah,
'Cause
come
I-
on,
That's
baby.
exactly
Stop
it.
being dramatic, man.
Oh wow.
No, but it's the truth. Hey, si no quieres contar
So
las
is the
del-
Portuguese
los
league
campeonatos
good
del
too?
año
Because
de
they got
queso,
2
6
quítate los
Champions League
tuyos.
from the Dutch league don't count. Those Chivas
Benfica,
Campeonismo ones don't count.
Porto.
So go wipe
That's
some of
it.
those
I'm with
stars
it.
away, my guy.
When is the last time Eredivisie team won the Champions League? That's it.
Back in the 90s, maybe. I know Ajax got to the semis a couple years ago. They lost to Spurs.
And they beat
When was the
Real
last time
Madrid
Chivas won a
in the
championship?
semis too. I mean, in the
6 years
quarters.
ago.
2017,
Y antes de esa,
2006.
Didn't Porto win it too? Like in the when Marino was there?
Yeah, but that was
Pues
an
ahí están,
outlier. That was an
güey.
outlier.
No, for sure. I'm just saying. So we're all in agreement. It's a fisherman's league, right?
Yes.
Como les encanta mamar la verga con eso.
I like bringing up Santi because it's very spicy. I love it.
It is, because y'all fucking hate him, right? Just
The
'cause
guy
he's a
hasn't done
fucking
shit,
Mexican
man. Let him
gamer.
do something, and then once you start hating when he's actually doing something, hey, you're just hating on him.
All I'm saying, hay niveles, okay?
Yeah.
If he
Okay.
was as good as he says he was, he would already be playing at a Manchester United like Chicharito did. He didn't go from let's see if he's good. Let's start him at a smaller club. No, dude, he went straight to the top, man.
Pero también, güey, espérate. ¿Por qué es que Chicharito se fue a Manchester United? Do you guys
And
remember
no
why?
one's saying it's bad that he's at the Dutch league, but take it for what it is.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
that's fine. But now
He's
we're
there
going
to
to start
get
drawing
to
the
develop and
comparisons to
score on
Chicharito.
go-ahead Eagles.
Look at how
against
great
teams that play like El Salvador.
how great did
All right, so
the
once again, how did Chicharito get to the EPL?
that was a fucking divine intervention, bro. I don't know how he
It
got
was a
there.
massive move by Vergara.
Because he went to the World Cup.
No,
It
dude.
was
went to
He
the
got
World
he
Cup.
signed
Yes.
before. He signed before they went to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Well, you know what helped them boost, gave them a little boost to go over there like that? It was Libertadores.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the last time a Dutch team won the Champions League, it was in '96.
Yep.
'95. Ajax defeated AC Milan.
Yep.
'95.
It's a long time.
With like with some of the greatest Dutch league players all in one
Yeah,
team though.
Kluivert,
Güey,
yeah,
es como lo
Not
mismo
some
que un
bum
campeón.
Feyenoord and go ahead Eagle and please he's the wall.
Bro,
Güey,
every
es lo
league
mismo que
has
un
that.
campeonato del Cruz
You're telling
Azul.
me Luton Town and the EPL is amazing?
Hey, don't talk shit about Luton Town. I fuck
But
with
no
them.
one's saying Luton Town is a big team or whatever you're saying. Feyenoord is. Everyone knows what.
I'm saying every league has weak teams. The difference is that most people can name you a good amount of teams in EPL and La Liga, but outside of if you go to Bundesliga, League One, Dutch League,
Stop it.
Portuguese League, and you ask people to name you 7 teams in each league,
I can name you
most people
7.
can't. Name 7 teams.
I can't name you. I can't name you 7 teams in the Dutch league, dog.
Name 7 in the Portuguese League.
Braga, Sporting, Lisboa, right? Porto, Benfica, and then you have I can't pronounce them, dude.
Rio Ave.
All I'm saying is Dutch league, bro. You got some weird ass names.
I can't even name a team outside La Liga that isn't Real Madrid. Man.
I can name shitty ones like Las Palmas or shit like that.
No, La Liga and EPL, you can name them. But the thing is, what I'm
No,
saying,
honestly,
players
La
will
Liga
always be
outside of the top
criticized.
4, come on, it's a bunch of shit teams too.
You got Excelsior, Go Ahead Eagles, Hercules.
Excelsior.
Go ahead, Jercales.
Ajax is in fucking 16th place right now. That's crazy.
They got a team named Hercules. Come on, man.
My guy, the point is that there will always be criticism, but there's a difference between objective criticism,
Sure.
which is talking shit or talk shit, and that's what you guys do.
That's what we do every
Look at
podcast.
Holland hasn't done shit against Arsenal the last 2 games. Holland has 0 shots on goal against Arsenal in the last 2 games.
It's a match.
You mean the
And
Champions
if
League
that
winner?
was Santi, if Santi did make the move to EPL, and he had 2 games against a top team like Arsenal, where he had 0 shots on target, you would be saying, "I told you he was shit. I told you he wasn't good. He cannot perform in the big
Oh
stage."
my god,
Are
dude!
you saying
You're already making
those
excuses
two
for him
no,
in
I'm
your
saying
fake scenario, dude.
those 2 results from Holland doesn't make him a shitty player.
No, what makes him a
Because
great
he won
player
2
is
games
scoring
against
40 goals
Arsenal
and winning a
with 0
Champions
shots
League.
on target.
And a
It doesn't
EPL.
make him a shitty player because he's scoring goals. And
I
right
don't know
now,
what you're basing
Santi
that
is
off of.
scoring goals, my guy. And you know the other thing, the reason I actually don't even celebrate. You might think I'm obsessed with Santi. I love Santi. Honestly, I'm not. I still like defending the guy because I'm not. I don't like being in a echo chamber where I'm in a room with people that say the same thing I do. I got better things to do to that. I'd rather have some fun than disagree. But if I'm being honest with you, I don't even care for Santi's achievements that much because to me, he's not even Mexican.
Wow.
Ooh, no
Please,
mames,
Argentino.
güey.
every chance you
Oh,
get, you
here we
comparing him
go.
to every Mexican.
Argentino, my guy.
Otra vez, güey, con la
He's
misma. Mira.
Argentino.
Look. I'm gonna make.
He likes the jersey. He likes the country. He likes the traditions. But from an actual
Oh,
genetic
here we go.
point of view, he's 100% Argentino. He has no Mexican talent, for better or for worse, in his blood.
Oh
So
my god.
the dude
The
is
truth comes out.
Argentino.
So you're defending an
If
Argentine over a
Santi would have
Mexican.
been called the
So you're proving my point.
Tiene que ser
You prefer
prieto.
foreigners than Mexicans, and you're
No.
quotation mark.
Did you not hear what I just said?
Yeah,
I
you said he's not
that
Argentine, and then you don't care.
I don't
But
like his
obviously you do.
achievements. I don't hang off his achievements. I literally said that. If I just said I don't hang off his achievements, why would you get the conclusion that I prefer foreigners?
Well, because you're always
I'm
comparing
telling
them
you
to
that I
Mexicans.
don't
That's
fuck
why.
with his achievements.
So
How
every
did that
chance
go
you
through
get, you're
one ear
not
and come
shitting
out
on
the other?
Raul, on
If I say I
Martin.
don't fuck with the achievements, why? How does that sound like I prefer foreigners? I'm saying I don't
Because you're
fuck with
always
his
comparing
achievement
them to
because
other
to me he's
Mexicans.
not
That's
Mexican.
why.
To me, it doesn't feel the same of what he's doing right now. If, for example, I don't know, Chicharito or J. Macias or whoever, if Lainez would have won a Dutch league and he was doing these numbers or whoever, to me, that would feel even better because I'd be like, yo, that's
Oh,
a
that's a lie.
Mexican kid.
That's an absolute lie.
That's
You'd
a
be hating.
Mexican
Wow.
player.
That's an absolute lie.
Santi's not
And,
Mexican, man, and that's
and
why
real quick,
Santi's being
you know why they didn't hate on
He's not
Chicharito?
Paisa.
Hey, but you know why they didn't hate on Chicharito?
Mm.
Because he scored all those goals and he won a league with Manchester United.
Yep, he did.
Big difference.
Yep.
And he started in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
No, güey. The reason why we didn't hate on Chicharito es porque nos imaginamos cosas chingonas.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
No, the
Por eso es lo
reason they hate
mismo.
on Chicharito is because he's Mexican, and like you said, Chivas is coddled by the media. Chicharito, Mexican, was being coddled by the media.
Oh,
So the only
his
reason
achievements didn't matter?
Santi's getting all this hate is because he's Argentino.
Hate from who,
It's
though?
Oh
It's
my
some
god,
inferior
dude. That's a
very-
reach. That's a reach,
And
All
he's
dude.
you,
liberal.
You Mexicans wish you had a Mexican player
Oh
actually
my
doing
god,
Oh, that's
dude.
fake news, man.
You are projecting, bro. Where is this coming
Nah,
from?
man.
Where is this insecurity
That's
coming
why you're
from?
hating on him, bro. Because
Oh
he's not
my
Mexican.
god, bro.
Xenophobia,
You
hasta
wish you had
10.
J. Macias doing this.
Hey, I have a question. If Neri Castillo would have popped, would he have received hate because he didn't have any Mexican roots?
Everybody was on the Netty nut riding train,
Yeah.
dude, back in the day.
Neri was born in Mexico.
No, he was, but he didn't. He was genetically he wasn't Mexican.
True.
Everybody
Oh, yeah.
was on the Netty. We even called them Netty Nut Riders, dude. We had a nickname for everybody that was on the. They were the same ones that transitioned to be Carlos Vela fans. Same people, and now they're the same people rooting for Santi Jimenez. I think there's I think I'm onto something right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're saying there's some type of nut riding
You
conspiracy?
hate it on You hate
There's
it on
a
Vela.
there's
No,
a
you
nut
ain't-
riding
Nut riding.
conspiracy.
That's what it sounds to like. That any prospect that looks to be doing well, you become a hater.
What does doing well mean to you, Habibi? What is that? To me, doing well is being league leader in either assists, scoring, or winning a title, or being the main guy in your team, or having a bunch of clean sheets as a goalkeeper. What's being good to you? What's that considered to you?
From what you just said, then Santi is doing well. He's the leader of his team, and he's a league leader in goals.
Well, you didn't let me finish. In a good league.
No, in his league, he is doing well.
So he's doing all that in a very
Hey,
inferior league.
Cubo Torres, man, he's doing well in the freaking Costa Rican league.
Hey,
He's doing well.
I
in
know
Oh,
about
is he?
Kubo. He played for my shitty Houston Dynamo, and no one gave a crap when he
Okay.
scored all those goals.
He's doing well in his league.
So you're comparing him
If
to a
you
Central
do,
American player.
do well, if a person does well in their job, are you gonna say, "Oh, well, it's a shitty job"? No, they're doing well in their job.
No, but I do
See,
compare jobs to who does it better, though. That's what
Yeah,
in
you
jobs I do.
compare it to within that company. You
All right,
are
so
doing well in this
Exactly, and
company.
he's not
You're
with
not
the
gonna
big
say,
company.
"Oh, you're doing well," but this
He's
company's
not with the big
shit.
company.
He's
with a
doing
mom
well
and
at
shop.
his
He was a
company.
mom and pop.
Well, his league.
He's not with Nike. He's with Joma.
He's doing well in his league, whether you like it or not.
Dude,
so like
I can't even
that guy
name you.
Godinez, right?
I
He's
can't.
playing. He's the league leader in Costa Rica. I mean, he's
I-
doing well in
He's
his
doing
job,
well
right?
in his league.
Mira.
Call him up to the
Mira.
to the national team, and maybe he'll triple his money in Europe, man.
He's
If we're
doing well in
playing
his
this
league. Why not?
comparison game and all of this, ¿por qué chingados se la mamamos tan duro el año pasado a Henry Martín? Que es el
Yeah,
líder de
he was
goleo,
doing
que
well in his
no,
league.
que es un mexicano y que quién sabe qué.
That's a shit
Sí,
league,
güey, pero
man. I
then
can
start
play
comparing
that.
them. Exactly. That's exactly it. So then, ¿por qué se la estamos mamando? Why don't we hold him to the same scrutiny to Santi, if not even less? Because, hey, dude, you haven't left your home country. You haven't experienced what it's like to be away from home. You still have your creature comforts. Tú no estás allá picando piedra. Tú hiciste lo que es más fácil. Te
I would
quedaste.
say, objectively, Liga MX is a better league than Dutch league.
No way, bro.
In
No
That's
terms,
just a fact, man. It's a
in
fact.
terms, all right, two terms.
Hans had said it, and Ben Hacker has said that.
In terms of salary, obviously, and in terms of overall defending and competition, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, but you know what?
If
In
Liga
leagues,
MX
we
was
have a
still
short
in those South
team.
American tournaments, it wouldn't even be comparable, man.
Bro, you're talking about the league where Guignac scored a goal in Veracruz where they all were standing in protest.
Dude,
Veracruz
that
would
was a
score
long time
8 on
ago.
Go Ahead Eagles.
Fueron dos. Fueron dos, güey.
I'm
Que
just
no te
saying,
olvides.
I'm just saying, man.
you put
if
in
you,
you put in Liga MX teams in
every
the Dutch
league
league,
has
they'd win it every year.
No, they would not. No, they would
Yes,
not,
they
bro.
would, bro.
Mm-mm.
Aside from
Mm-mm.
Ajax, occasionally in a PSV, you're
PSV, Ajax,
that's it.
Feyenoord.
Oh
Those
my
are the big
God,
three.
stop it, dude.
Who are the big three in that league?
That's
Look
it.
it up.
It's just
Yeah,
Ajax and
those are your
PSV.
big three. Mm-mm. There's three, my dear good sir. Feyenoord is the other one.
You're telling me a Rayados or a Tigres wouldn't fucking rip it a new one every single year, dude?
I can tell you that. Yeah, they would not. The competition
And
is at a
from
whole
top
different
to
level.
bottom, you really think like a team like I can't even pronounce their name. You think they're better than our bottom? I don't know, dude. I think it's
from top to
I mean,
bottom, we
better
said
than
the same
Mazatlan?
thing about MLS and Leagues Cup. From MLS 8th place and down, they can compete with Liga MX 8th place and down.
I mean, if it's the League's Cup, I mean, yeah, why not, right? I mean,
You're gonna tell me
it's the League's Cup.
Puebla can't compete with I don't know who, New York Red Bulls or something, or New York Red Bulls can compete with Puebla, or
Well,
New York
especially
City
at
can't
home when you
compete with
play at home all the
Mazatlan.
time. I mean,
if
who
they
wouldn't want
play
that?
if
Every league has its top teams. Yes, if Tigres and Monterrey played in the Dutch league, yeah, they probably be in the top 4. Probably, maybe not guaranteed. Because look at Ajax right now; they're fucking 16th place. Nothing's guaranteed. You would expect them to be in the top 4, but you can't go and
look,
say
man, I look at these
you can't
highlights.
go say that
I look at the
Henry
highlights.
Martin stayed in Liga MX and his goal scoring leader of the tournament with a bunch of them being penalties
Look,
that
dude.
his results are better than someone doing that in the Dutch league.
I just go off of what I see, man. And what
Hey,
I
even
see, and
All
what I
right.
see,
What you
the
should see
goals.
is that
Look,
they're
look,
two
look, look.
separate leagues,
Let me
and
finish.
it's orange and apples. That's what you should
Let me
see.
finish, bro. The goals that Santi Jimenez is scoring in this, he has 12 goals in this league. There's no way he would score 12 goals in Liga MX right now. There's no way, dude.
He was never scoring leader ever when he played in Mexico.
Didn't
The
he
most he's
leave
ever
as
scored is
leading
5.
scorer?
That tells you everything, bro.
Didn't he
Because
leave as
he
leading
wasn't a
scorer?
forward.
Hey,
He
but,
Like
was
but
through
not
what
a
the
yes,
point
first
he was
3
on
forward.
a
He wasn't
streak.
matches,
playing
come on,
mid.
man,
Yes,
that's
he
not
was on a streak.
comparable.
He was warming up.
Didn't he leave as leading scorer?
And who
Yeah,
was the leading
he had like
scorer at
5
the end of
goals
the
in 4
season?
games and shit like that. Yeah,
But didn't he leave?
Who was the leading scorer at the end of the
How
season?
many games did he play? 5?
he was 5. He had scored like 5 goals in 4 games or some shit like that.
He left as leading scorer, and you seriously believe that if he would have stayed in the rhythm he was and the rhythm he is now, that he would have not finished Liga MX top scorer?
What are you basing that off of? Where did
The
Cruz Azul
numbers, the
finish?
consistency.
Where did Cruz Azul finish?
He helped
What's
Cruz
making you
Azul
think
to a
that?
championship, and the tournament after he scored like 5 goals in 4 games, and he left.
You don't know that
He
would have been
left.
it.
He was
Maybe
leading
that would have
scorer,
been it. We'll never know.
avoiding
That guy,
injury.
he was warming up. He was having a good tournament. He was having a good start. I
But
don't. I don't
it
think
was
he would've-
just him though in that tournament. No one else was doing nothing, and he wouldn't have
But
been
now
over
you're saying
10
it's a
goals.
shitty league, and
He
he was
scored.
good.
He's
Now
already
you're saying
scored
he's
more
above
goals than he
Henderson
ever
and
did
everyone else.
for Cruz Azul, bro.
Well, that was the tournament where Martin ended up with 11 goals or something like
He
that.
scored 20 goals in 88 appearances. He scored 27 goals in 40 appearances at Feyenoord. That tells you everything, bro.
He was never the guy at Cruz
I
Azul.
told
It was
you. No,
Cabecita.
he wasn't.
He wasn't. That was exactly it. He was
That,
playing as a mid.
that tournament where his last tournament, it was I think an extranjero had left and they hadn't gotten a replacement yet. So what's the name? So Santi was getting looks.
Well,
They were
actually,
forced to play him. I remember that season.
it's a little bit different.
People
It's a
were
little bit
expecting a
different.
striker for them to import a striker.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Ok, sí y no. La directiva dijo, Santi es nuestro gallo.
And I guarantee
No
you,
vamos a
look at the
traer a
teams he
nadie.
was scoring on. It wasn't America or the other big teams.
Right,
He
so
went
that's the
from
thing. La
he
directiva
went from
puso su soporte bajo
Hey, babe, if you
Santi
like stats
y
so
por
much,
eso
Henry Martin has 17 goals in 190 something games with America. Do those sound like amazing numbers to you?
Yeah, because that's my whole point, bro. I'm saying that the defense in Liga MX is a lot more challenging than in the Dutch league. That's my
Yeah,
argument.
but do you know why? And you guys talked about this last pod.
It
Because of our season format, you are forced to give results. So therefore, you start investing in the defense. You start investing a lot more in the whole
Hey,
of your
it's not
team.
my fault the way the season is laid out. That's not my problem. What I'm saying is it's
No,
harder to
see,
score.
no,
It's
but
harder to score in Liga MX than it is in the Dutch league. That's my argument. Regardless of why. It's just a fact.
yeah, you know what? I'll give you this one. Why? Because the Dutch league is a developmental league. As to how in Mexico we buy our talent, we don't develop it. So yes,
Look
you
at
are
how
right on that.
badly Chucky struggled when he left and he went to Serie A after being a top goal scorer in PSV. Like he
Wait, no,
struggled.
mames, everyone struggles going to Italy.
I know, but I'm just
Everyone.
saying, dude, like it's not the
Puta,
same.
¿sabes qué, güey? You know
It's
I'm
what?
just
just saying
not.
what
I struggle
everyone
rascándome los
struggles
huevos
going
cuando
to
estoy
Italy.
acostado en mi estómago.
You know who didn't
It
struggle?
happens.
You know who didn't struggle? Ronaldo.
He did struggle. He didn't score like for
He
his
did. He
first
went
4 or 5 games.
exactly. No one was saying that he was washed out.
People were saying he was finished.
Are you talking about? I'm talking about the Ronaldo. I'm not talking about
Like fat
Cristiano.
Ronaldo?
The fat one,
I'm talking about El Fenomeno, man. I'm not talking
the
about Cristiano.
the one that got caught with transvestites.
Which one,
Ah,
dude?
so el bueno.
Of course,
Got it.
Yeah.
No sé, güey, pero ya se me hincharon los huevos y yo voy a decir que ya es una noche. Ay, son las 2 de
I
la mañana
agree.
para mi tiempo.
It's been 2 hours, guys. It's been great. I'll leave you guys have your closing thoughts before we wrap up this episode. But I love the energy, and if you guys were on the listening side of things and you were too scared to speak up, just let you know on Twitter Spaces there's a button that says request to speak. We'll patch you in. You can talk shit as well. Obviously, we're on YouTube as well in case you're too scared and you just want to send us a chat. But Ricardo, looks like you're back on. I'll let you start the closing thoughts.
Thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk with you guys and to school Habibi because he needs the schooling. That's for sure. But I just wanted to mention that so much Euro talk, and I was reading an article about how Sevilla they're like $90 million in debt, right?
Oh wow.
And
God damn.
and that goes to show you the piece of crap league La Liga is outside of Real Madrid. And I'm happy that those teams are suffering so much because it's Real Madrid's fault that they've caused this entire like big. They've caused all the English teams to resort to being oil state owned oil teams because they couldn't compete with Madrid before because they've always had the pick of the litter because they're Real Madrid, right? And now even their own league is feeling the effects of their bullshit. And hopefully they disappear, man, because that's I don't like poor teams. They make me sick.
I love it. I love it.
Four teams to work, Pigma.
Albert, what you got for us, Mike?
You know what? I'm looking forward to these two games that three is gonna play this fecha FIFA, and I think they tie Ghana, and I think Germany mails it in, and
Oh,
that it's the last game, and Mexico gets a win, and everybody jumps on the bandwagon. Oh yeah, Lozano nos va a llevar a la Copa América y la vamos a ganar. So
yeah.
that's how I think things go down this weekend.
I like it. I like your predictions. Abdias, welcome back. Thanks for hopping on tonight. I know it's late for you, but closing thoughts.
Yeah, well, the first one is, guys, I missed y'all. I'm sorry that I've moved to the East Coast and shit's busy, but hey, todavía estoy aquí. Cuando no estoy, los escucho cada semana.
Hey.
¿Verdad? So that's what a true friend does. Second, if you guys aren't willing to put on your Hugo Boss shoes, your SS tags, and put yourself in that German mentality and realize that for them coming to the US and playing against Mexico is un juego molero, estás pendejo y no hay de otra. Así de simple. Second, ¿sabes qué, güey? La Liga Mexicana, you know what, bro? That's a fisherman's league too. So yo aquí estoy en el sótano, me vale verga,
That's a hot
me la
take.
estoy pasando bien y va a estar. And the third one, pues no más, güey, que todos chinguen su madre y los veo la próxima semana.
Oh man, I love it. Ravioli Habibi, what you got for us, man?
Just waiting for this international break to be over.
Yep.
Hoping my Real Madrid players don't get hurt. They come back healthy. You know, Belly God, Belly him, Belly Goat.
Oh man,
You know,
Bellingham.
I need him to be killing it. And then, you know, maybe La Liga is a fisherman's league because Bellingham, he's number one in goals. He's number one in through balls. And he's number one in blocks in the
Wow.
whole league. So he's number one as a striker. He's number one as the center mid. And number one as a center attacking mid as far as those stats. So, yeah, maybe he is making the league look easy. Maybe the league is finished. But you know what the power of Real Madrid is? That he's already being nominated for Balón de Oro just because he did well with Madrid.
Sheesh.
Can't take, you know, that's the greatness of Madrid that even if the league goes broke, you can't take that away from them. And then also, I would like to thank Ricardo for opening my eyes and making me realize that Mallorca is bigger than America. I would have not realized that if it wasn't for his logic. And also making me realize that America is not the big team I thought it was, since Tano considered Monterrey an upgrade. So thank you, Ricardo.
I love
Llorón.
I love those backhanded comments, man. It's so toxic. Oh, Joel, what you got for us, man?
Oh man, right now just hoping that the Pauneta is, you know, built from that win over Atlas. That's where my mind is right now.
Yep.
Not worried about selección or the Santi debate. I'm more into the what can they do with the Pauneta that seems to break down every other week.
Pero vamos a Acapulco, cabrón, okay? We're getting there. One way or another. Yeah. Yeah, I know. We'll see. International breaks have been pretty interesting for Liga MX in general. You know, teams going into it are on top and then they come back and it's just like having to start again. I know that in between the Moleros, there is going to be a Chivas America game at the Rose Bowl. So kudos to the fans that end up going to that. My opinion, save your money, don't go to that thing. But hey, if you want to see Chivas America battle it out on a friendly, that means absolutely nothing. It'll be at the Rose Bowl. And as far as my closing thought, surprised that Miguel Layun has decided to hang up the boots. He's officially retiring. Also, Eden Hazard is retiring, pretty young. So we're getting old, guys. All these guys are hanging up the boots, and man, it's crazy what another couple years are gonna look like. All of our players that we grew up watching are also gonna be watching soccer with us. They're not gonna be playing anymore. So definitely appreciate the moments you have with your loved ones watching the game, whether it gets you angry or gets you sad or gets you happy. This is the sport that we all love and know. And obviously, thank you everyone for participating today. I love the energy and all of our fans, all of our listeners on YouTube, Twitter Spaces, and of course this recording. When you guys listen to it, we appreciate your support. So hope everyone has a great night. We'll see what Mexico does against Ghana and against Germany, and we'll be back to our regular scheduled podcast next Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll bring some more toxicity to you guys and some energy. Take care, guys. All right, YouTube, Bomba Man. Thanks for your output today. I really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Mexico plays against Ghana on Saturday, and then they play against Germany on Tuesday. So some really good action for the international break this time. We'll see if the Lamborghini can get shit done. We'll see what Chino can do. We'll see what Santi can do. All the hype surrounding them. But thank you guys for listening.